Michigan fans, we are live here at Yost Ice Arena, where it is your Michigan women's hockey team taking on the Niagara Purple Eagles. We are very, very lucky to have Coach Ned with us, coming off of some surgery. How you doing, sir?
I'm great. I'm super fired up. I missed him this week with the surgery. I wasn't able to get on the ice or get to practice. I'm fired up to get here and see him play, and especially play a new team that looks very much like Pioneer.
They do, actually. Yeah, they do. I think our replay swipe has a little purple in it. Please don't think that's for Niagara. It's just what we created because we do broadcast a lot of Pioneer. Michigan is 5-0 as their last game was back on October 13th here, beating Grand Valley State University by a score of 3-1. So they are undefeated so far throughout the season. Taking a little bit of a look at that Grand Valley State game, Michigan was outshot in that game. That doesn't happen often, but it was 34 shots by Grand Valley State, 30 by Michigan. Michigan was 2 for 5 on the power play. Grand Valley State was 0 for 5 on the power play. Those numbers are actually correct because Michigan put them in.
There you go.
Scram started off the scoring at 19:01 in the second as Grand Valley took the lead. And then Michigan came back 5:30 in the third. Hansen put a beautifully placed goal in the upper left-hand corner. Flazar and Bucksbaum on the assist. That was Hansen's third goal of the season. Carr scored her first goal at 12:03, and boy, it was a pretty goal. Just forehand, backhand, forehand, pumped it in. It was amazing.
Dangle City.
And there will be much more of that for her. That was on the power play. Swanson had the assist, and Swanson then got her own goal at 13:02. That was her third goal of the season. Lindahl had her fourth assist, and Katie German had her second assist. That was a power play goal as well. So if you take a look at the top 5 scores for Michigan, Swanson has 3 goals and 3 assists for 6 points. Lindahl has 2 goals and 4 assists for 6 points. Hansen has 3 goals and 2 assists for 5 points. Carr has 1 goal and 3 assists for 4 points. And Flazar, German, and Gustafson all have 3 points, all of them with 1 goal and 2 assists. So nice balanced scoring, not just getting it from one location, but getting it really everywhere.
And a little input on that. We've still got some new players that haven't turned on the light yet.
Yeah.
And they're waiting in the wings. And when that goes, we're going to have even more balance and a lot of scoring. Other people.
And, certainly that will not run amiss for Michigan.
Right.
I know you have a couple of wonderful pucks to write up for folks who get their first goal, which is fantastic. Yep. Ponif is going to be starting in net. She has won 4 games. She has a goals against average of 1.25 and just an outstanding save percentage of .961. I know it's early, but that is just really, really good. Johns has a .949 save percentage. So Michigan spoiled with some strength behind the pipes there. Let's take a little bit of a look at Niagara. Niagara started off, they're 2-4 on the season. They started off with 2 wins at Miami University. It's hard to tell how good Miami is. They had a very, very tough schedule to begin with. Then they played Indiana Tech. That is not easy, even though that was out in the Niagara area. They took Indiana Tech to overtime the first game, lost that one 1-0, and then Indiana Tech beat them 7-3 in the next game. Last night and the night before, they were over at University of Michigan Dearborn. University of Michigan Dearborn beat Niagara 2-0 on Friday night and beat them 3-1 on Saturday night. So this is a team that's going to be hungry for a win. They don't want to go 0 for 3 on the trip. Taking a look at that game, 25 shots on goal for Niagara, 45 for University of Michigan Dearborn. This is where the power play numbers get interesting because for Niagara it says they're 1 for 28 on the power play. They only had 7 instances, so that gets a little interesting. But Zelfman scored for University of Michigan Dearborn at 10:01 in the first. In the second, Zelfman had her second goal, that at 12:22, and then at 14:21, Hall scored for Niagara on the power play. That was their one tally. Then Schroeder scored in the third at 12:06. Taking a look at their top scores, and this is where some of them, Niagara has both a D1 and a D2 team. So some of these people, when I pulled up, it looked like some of the people kind of floated between there. And you were saying you weren't positive about how that works, but they can kind of swap for the first little bit of the season?
Yeah, I haven't had a firsthand experience with it here at university because we just have one D1 team. But
yeah.
My understanding is that with some of my experience with Michigan State is until a certain date, they can go back and forth a little bit. So I don't know if there's a limit up or down or something like that, but we have had people that have moved, so that's probably what's going on there until there's a lockdown date on the rosters.
So Melcher, I don't believe, is going to be playing today. She has 5 points, 3 goals, and 2 assists. Layla Rushford is definitely going to be playing. She's starting. She has 5 points on 3 goals and 2 assists. Schweitzer has 2 goals and 2 assists for 4 points. And then Hall, both Hall, Bianca Rushford, Vanden Bush, and Worrell all have 2 points, all on 1 goal and 1 goal and 1 assist. It has been predominantly Mackenzie Adley between the pipes. She has played 5 games. She has 2 wins, 2 losses, 1 overtime loss. She has a 2.54 goals against average and a .933 save percentage. So Michigan will be interested in seeing that. Let's take a look at the next upcoming 5 games for Michigan. As we take a look up at the schedule, Michigan is on the road for the rest of the year. They will be on November 10th, they'll be at Lindenwood. That's going to be a 2 o'clock Eastern game, 1 o'clock Central Time over at Lindenwood. November 11th, they will be at Lindenwood. There'll be a 8:30 Central game, 9:30 Eastern Time. Then they go over to McHenry and play on November 12th. That's Sunday, 2:15 Eastern Time, 1:15 Central Time. So if you can get out to the St. Louis area, we will definitely broadcast those games, but please come on out. We'd love to see a bunch of Michigan fans. Then when they come back the next weekend, they'll be over at the Southside Ice Arena. Well, they'll be playing Aquinas. That will be on Saturday the 18th. That will be a 7:30 game. The next home game is January 14th. So make sure you see Michigan while you can. Now, we do have news of a scrimmage that will be Friday, this coming Friday at 7 o'clock. They will be playing the Grand Rapids U19 AA team. And that one appears to be open to the public. So come on out, check out Michigan in a scrimmage next Friday at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, if your syllabus says you've got to get in a visit home before the end of the year, that's the last one to get here to see them. So
absolutely. Otherwise, Rhode Island will be November 14th at 4 o'clock. So we'd love to see you there. We do have the starters. Let's pull up the starters here as starting lineups. And let me first have Michigan introduce themselves on the starting lineups here. Let me pull this up.
Sam Carr, I'm a forward, and I'm a freshman, and I'm from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. I'm planning on majoring in biomedical engineering.
Ava Gargiulo, center, junior, from Los Angeles, California, economics major.
Ali Fazar, I am a right wing. I am a junior from Chelsea, Michigan. I'm an economics major.
Katie German, I'm a defenseman. I'm a junior. I'm from Ann Arbor, Michigan. I'm majoring in biology, health, and society.
Mariana Ceballos, I'm a defense. I'm a sophomore. I'm from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I'm double majoring in computer science and economics.
Sandrine Poneth, I play goalie. I'm a junior. I'm from Dana Point, California. I'm a biology major.
So that's the starting line for Michigan, and obviously on the little graphic we brought up, I didn't have the space for the goalkeepers, but Poneth is going to be the starter on goal for Niagara. Bianca Rushforth is starting, as well as Alyssa Karabs, Layla Rushforth, Rachel Lowen, and Sylvie Fontaine are the starters. And then between the pipes, it is going to be Adley. So that's your starting lineup for these two teams. And we'll see that momentarily coming up. Now, they had the bye week last week. Are there any concerns about kind of having rust coming in, or?
Yeah, well, you know, coaches, they tend to worry.
Yeah,
they're going to worry whether they're rusty or whether they're overworked. It sounded like they had some fun towards the end of this week in scrimmage, so that they kept their energy up, tried to push the fact that they had to be energetic, and they're also worried about whether Niagara comes in super sharp because they just had 2 physical, tough games?
Indeed.
Or are they going to come in a little tired? And you gotta make sure that the team doesn't think that, okay, they had 2 games this weekend, they're going to just send it in and this won't be a tough game. So yeah, there's concern, and they'll address it in the locker room beforehand, as they did in practice this week. So, but you can only make them as good as they are and coach them up and hope that after one period, if it's not energetic, that they'll have it for the second and third. So we shall see.
A couple line changes out there. Do you want to kind of talk about some of the line changes?
There's some tweaking going on. I got a player calling. I got to take a call from a player down below.
I
Hold
will.
on a sec.
I'll deal. So we'll turn that off and let Coach talk to the team manager who's giving him a call. Hopefully no one has any equipment issues. As Coach Ned's just coming off of knee surgery, so we really appreciate him making it out to Yost today shortly after the surgery. So that's a very, very valiant of him, and we are grateful. So they are just about to get, as they are getting the ice resurfaced, and we'll have the starting lineups coming out. And pretty quickly here, as we're counting down about 8 minutes, and as we're hopping in, and Coach Ned allaying any emergencies out there.
Well, I'm not so sure that's true. They called me out of an area out of my wheelhouse. I'm always excited to hear about the singer of the national anthem, and apparently they're having issues with the microphone downstairs.
Oh.
And I can't fix their microphone.
Yeah, I've played around Yost. I've never been in that scores box, so I have no idea. It is
I should
wonderful.
send your dad down.
Yeah, there we go. He would have a better shot than any of the rest of us.
Right. So where were we? You were asking about?
There's
there's a lot of excitement within the coaching staff, certainly, and hopefully with the players, that there's been some tweaks in some of the lines to try to just get a little more chemistry and a little more role playing from different types of players, complementing their line mates. So I'll be anxious to see how that goes this week. I mean, it's really been working great on the power play. 35% is fantastic. If we keep that up all year, it's great. So we'll see. I'm excited to see how the experiment works. And of course, it's never a one-day experiment. It's more than that, but it is what it is. So yeah, that'll be fun to see tonight.
And as you were saying, the power play is at a 33% clip. So there's 6 of 17. So if you go on the ACHA website, the numbers are a little off there. So 33% power play, and the penalty kill is 100%. So
yeah, I keep saying that, and I keep worrying that I'm jinxing us. But yeah,
we'll
take 100% all day.
Absolutely. Obviously, someone's going to score a power play goal, but the longer you can keep that, the better it is. What has made this power play so effective recently?
Well, it's been a huge focus. I mean, Coach Joe has spent a lot of time on really trying to give them a plan, give them a format, and then work on the creativity rather than just saying, okay, there's 5 of you out there and 4 you're against, so make it work. But if you have, especially with these brilliant female players, if you give them a structure and then let them expand from that, it seems to really make a difference. And we've worked on, some trying to get away from defensive strategies, and we're working against a group that knows exactly what we're trying to do, so that means they have to work that much harder, and focusing on that and having that kind of a attitude in practice and everything, I think has really paid off. The other thing is that the people who are playing on the power play are just really good hockey players, and so they're just fine-tuning that and giving them space and time, and it's working out great and getting them to shoot. So it's always tough to get players to shoot when they're really good team players and like to move it around, but sometimes you've just got to put it on net, and that's all part of the formula for making this work.
Hey, you really see that sometimes, where you see some teams just shoot it no matter what, and they don't get quality opportunities, but then other teams pass it around forever. And there was a time when the Michigan men's team were passing it around, waiting for the perfect shot, but then you only get a couple shots during your power play, and there's a balance. There's a sweet balance in there.
Absolutely. It's not like wrestling where you get points for riding time. If you keep it in their end the whole time, it doesn't do you any good. It doesn't do you any good if you're on the perimeter, and they let you stay on the perimeter. You've got to move in there and get some shots. You don't want to take terrible shots, but then again, you may want to take a shot just to if there's a stone wall between you and the back of the net, and you've just got to get a bad bounce in, then you're throwing everything at the net. So there is a fine balance. But typically with this team in the past, it's been a lack of shots just because it's the, kind of the nature of the game. And I think they're learning to get over that. They realize that goals and shots are contagious, and you've got to have them. So that's you don't want somebody that takes a shot every time either. Then her line mates, unless there's a rebound, never get a chance. So it is a fine balance, and that's part of coaching. You got to figure out which players should and shouldn't take that shot.
As Michigan sitting right at the edge of the arena, about to come in as the officials are out now. And
four-man system again. Nice to see a trainer here. Couldn't be happier about that.
Absolutely. And we're getting ready to face the Purple Eagles here of Niagara. And I was going to look up exactly how they got that nickname, and I did not, but that's okay. So we are getting ready to go for puck drop. We'll have the national anthem, hopefully, if the microphone will work properly.
Yeah.
As the coaching staff are now out on the benches.
And before we go too much further, I just want to say that I hope I see the Niagara University team fall today.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, the good thing is that all those Lions fans out there, the Lions don't play today.
Yep.
So we're not in the way of any NFL action. So if you are in the local area, come on down to Yost Ice Arena. There are plenty of amazing, wonderful seats still available. You don't get to see the sun coming through the nice windows at Yost all that often. Most of the time you're in here, it's towards the evening. So come check that out. I know Coach Ned is thankfully giving up his time as his Green Bay Packers play the Vikings.
That was a terrible game anyway. I don't know what it is about. Packers should just pass on the first half and go to the second half. I don't know what's going on there.
As we are getting ready for starting lineups, as Niagara is in their purple tops and purple pants, they have an eagle icon on the front, numbers on the sleeves, on the upper left hand shoulder, and on the back.
You're going to be able to read those, right?
I'm going to hope so, yeah, absolutely.
They're much better.
Yeah, they're very visible. I like it.
It's weird. It's almost like they have the eagle facing the wrong direction. Is that me, or what is that?
It feels a little bit like that to me, but. So Layla Rushforth comes out, number 51.
Sounds
as
like they
Bianca Rushforth coming out.
Microphone working.
As Karabs comes out. Fontaine skating to the blue line. And Lowen skating out to the blue line. And Adley is the netminder for the Purple Eagles. She has been very, very good thus far. Michigan's going to have to try and find a way to get some pucks back behind her.
She's got the biggest shoulder pads and chest protector I've ever seen. That doesn't hurt.
As coming out, Sam Carr comes out to the blue line for Michigan. Next is Ali Flazar skates out to the blue line. Ava Gargiulo starting for Michigan. Katie German, the captain, starting blue liner. Moriana Ceballos, the other starting blue liner. And of course, between the pipes, it is Sandrine Poneth. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Donner America, the singing of the national anthem, they do always have a wonderful singer here, so we'll turn that over. Hopefully the mic will be kind. fantastic job singing the national anthem.
Yeah, another spine tingler. Just try to intimidate that competition. I tell you, I'm very interested to see after a game, 2 games against Dearborn, which historically has been an extremely physical team, how this Niagara team is going to play. Are they going to want to play that way? Are they tired of playing that way? And how Michigan responds either way. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see.
This is their first year in D1, and unlike Lake Superior State, who I don't think kept their D2 team, I think they just made them D1. Niagara still has the D2 team. So again, they had early success beating Miami twice, but they have lost 4 in a row, and they're going to be hungry to try and win this game to get back into the win column. No one likes to take a 3-game road trip and come out without a win on that 3-game road trip. So Niagara's going to be hungry today.
Yeah, and in warm-ups, I don't know if they were saving themselves because they're warmed up from a weekend, but they didn't show a tremendous amount of team speed. They've got some very big players, so we'll see how that goes, height and length, and we'll see how that works out. Big like Bear, and whether they're going to have the same speed. I'm hoping that Michigan takes it to them, knowing they might be a little tired.
And we do want to thank Jenna's family, who's in town as well, watching the game. So Coach Tribbs has her family here.
That's cool.
Into the near corner, that pull back around. Katie German fires it outside the far circle as Bianca rushes forth trying to get it. Here comes Carr. Carr coming down the far boards over the blue line. Carr feeds it ahead to Flazar. Flazar gains the zone on the far circle. Flazar fires it, and that goes right off of the back of the net.
Nice backhand. I thought she slipped it over her shoulder.
Yeah, almost looked like it, absolutely.
I said, great, Connor McDavid is here already.
And it's interesting that when you take a look at it, we don't get the fresh net, so there is a little bit of slack in there. That's
true. We're not the high rent group yet.
Kolwich takes it at the far point, brings it right back. Flazar trying to pull that away. The puck comes into the near corner. Plucked up there, fed ahead by Niagara. That comes back into the neutral zone. Battle for it in along the near boards. That's poked in by Carabas. That comes back, fired all the way around. Carr trying to get to it. That plucked up by Vandenbush.
Oh, my.
Now fired, intercepted, and just offsides as Carr did a beautiful job to intercept Carabs, and just offside.
Yeah, filled the lane perfectly. Just a tough play. Can't let it go by. You want to pick that off, but you had somebody already in the zone.
Malashevsky versus Schweitzer in the face-off circle. That fired back over by Vandenhoek. Outside the far circle now, trying to bring it out. That fired all the way down. Picking it up is Bucksbaum. Bucksbaum outside the far circle. Fires it to the far point. Wouldn't settle down for Swanson. Battling back there, trying to get that away from Scaduto. Right back into the neutral zone. Lindahl trying to get to it right on the blue line. That brought ahead. Banked ahead by Malashevsky. That pulled by Lowen. Lowen trying to fire it the other direction. Poked back right in front of the Niagara bench. That grab by Lowen. Lowen in her own zone. Lowen feeds it. That will be icing.
Yeah. No,
or not.
They waved it off. Wow.
And pulled back as Izzy German trying to put it over as that's grabbed back by Worrell. Back into the far corner. As here comes Michigan over the blue line. Fed ahead. Trying to get to it is Hung. Hung races into the near corner.
That's somebody who's going to get a goal here real quick.
A very good player, absolutely.
Yeah, Ava Hung.
Pulled back, Lowen had it outside the far circle. Matthews gets it to Hung in the slot. Puck
that would have been nice
down.
if she shot one and buried it right there.
Absolutely.
I could have quick gone to Vegas.
A little Prussian, absolutely. And pulled out, Hung trying to get to it. Now that pulled back by Tremblay. Tremblay gets it to the Michigan blue line. Izzy German feeds it right back deep. Racing back over to get it is Fontaine. Fontaine back behind. That puck just sitting right back behind Adley. Comes in along the near boards. Katie German holds it at the near point. Feed it into a slot for Simmer. Ooh. Simmer ridden off the puck. Again, physical play in the slot there. Ceballos sends it ahead. Ceballos gets it back on the blue line. Banks it off the near board. Simmer racing to get it. That poked back by Gordon. Gordon now racing, trying to pull it away. Right in the near corner. That grab by Fontaine. Now sent ahead. Here comes Layla Rushforth. Layla Rushforth gains the zone.
Nice
Gordon
back
sends
checking. Great. Got back there and helped out.
Absolutely. Gordon sending it right back into the neutral zone. Coming in. Here comes Vandenbush. Trying to fire it right out in front. The puck, slips right past Van
That's
Hoek.
good. It's going to be good.
All the way back into the far corner.
A lot of play at neutral ice now as the teams both feel each other out. But I don't think Niagara has the depth because you can tell a much better. One line is much better than another.
Pull back over as Karab's trying to pull it off of the near boards. Van Hoek sends it back outside the far circle. Schweitzer with it there. Schweitzer back behind the Michigan goal. Then sent by Gargiulo into the far corner. Here comes Michigan. Carr trying to get to it. That slips back into the neutral zone. Lazard chasing. Van Hoek sends it deep into the Michigan zone. Picked up there by Kolwich. Kolwich
Play.
feeding it right into the neutral zone. Gee firing it right back in. So far, it looks like it's a little bit more dump and chase for Niagara, at least early on.
Yeah, they'll, a lot of people want to do that, but we've got the defensemen to carry it out, so they're going to probably find out that doesn't work so well unless they get a couple quick ones here or something.
Schweitzer with a shot save by Ponith.
They're dumping and chasing, but they're not putting the pressure on. We're having no problem seemingly clearing it. What we're having trouble with is getting it through the neutral zone.
Face-off in the near face-off circle. That to Ponith's right. Tremblay in there. And it's fired all the way around. Top of the far circle. Shot there by Hall. Comes into the near corner. Trying to pull it back as Greenall. Greenall gets it to the near point. Gee firing it over. That knocked away. Michigan coming ahead with it. Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl gains the zone. Lindahl with a shot that sticked away by Adley. Lindahl has it back behind into the far corner. Now Swanson puts it right back behind. Picked up there by Scaduto. Back in the far corner. Lindahl.
Too close.
Moves it from the far corner to the near corner. Picked up there by Hall. Gets it to the near point. Izzy German holds it in.
There you go.
Grabbed. Here comes Swanson. Shot from the high slot.
Right behind her.
Just goes wide. And that looked like it was going to bounce off of the dasher and come back and hit right back behind her.
A Shanahan goal off the dasher. That might be a first. It runs right out, and look at that. Oh, my.
Boy, that was and much credit to Adley for grabbing that, because that's got to be a horrible feeling.
You can't see it with the mask down there. You don't have any idea and as soon as you slide back to play deep in the net, you just put it in your own net.
Here comes Hung trying to get it to Katie German. Stolen away by Niagara. Layla Rushforth coming into the zone. Layla Rushforth dumps it into the far corner. Bianca Rushforth trying to get it. Katie German pulls it. Here comes Hansen in along the side boards just outside the far circle. Comes right back behind the Michigan goal. Michigan rims it around, gets it over to Hung. Hung trying to get it past Fontaine.
Nice
Hung
clear.
racing ahead with it. That grabbed as Lowen has it. Hansen trying to provide pressure. Fontaine underneath the near circle now. Fontaine goes back behind the goal, puts it into the far corner.
They are having trouble with the forecheck.
Lowen has it underneath the far circle, banking it around. That grabbed as Matthews trying to fire it deep.
So this line's a little different. Manami's playing her natural position at center. She's a great center. Water bug out there, and she's helping with the defensive formation, plugging the zone.
Good job by Simmer to knock it away, stealing it away from Niagara, coming in along the near boards. Simmer, pressure coming, that slips back. Hall grabs it in the neutral zone, feeds it over to Vandenbush. That's sent back deep. Right back behind Ponith. Kolwich picks it up from there, trying to avoid pressure by Scaduto. Here comes down the near side is Gordon. Gordon trying to feed it over as Cummings had it. Simmer on the stick. Cummings into the far circle, into the far corner, trying to pull that away. Now Gordon sends it back to Kolwich at the far point. Shot that deflected. Simmer trying to get a stick on it. Now Bucksbaum fires it out in front.
Right there, sitting
Knocked
there.
away by Vandenbush. Here comes Gordon. Gordon back to Kolwich. Kolwich
Nice.
back to Gordon. Top of the far circle. Into the slot. Wouldn't settle down for Simmer as she was trying to get a stick on it. Bucksbaum holds it in though. Here comes Niagara. Fired ahead by Scaduto.
What's sweet is to see them move it in that tight closet and find open people and get those quick shots.
Absolutely good offense so far by Michigan. They just have yet to cash in. Brought ahead by Gargiulo. She has it at her own blue line. Moves it back to Bucksbaum. Bucksbaum over on the far side to Kolwich. Then Bucksbaum gets it back. Bucksbaum Racing ahead, feeds it to Carr. Carr gets taken off of the puck right at center ice. They get it over to Greenall. Greenall pass over onto the far side, racing in. Shot there. Great block by Kolwich. Knocking it away from Worrell. The puck right back behind, trying to get it. Slips back into the far corner there for Greenall. Greenall puts it back into the near corner. Here comes Michigan, trying to poke it away from Fontaine. It's Flazar. Flazar fires it right back. That comes back to the far point. Lowen holds it in there. Lowen with a shot deflected out in front. That comes back. Flazar picks it up outside the near circle. Flazar spinning with it. Now comes over and along the far boards. Flazar over on blue line through the neutral zone. Flazar gains the zone. Poked away. That was a good poke check by Bianca Rushforth.
She ran out of turf.
Bianca Rushforth outside the far circle.
That late trailer's wide open. Somebody's got to watch her. Oh, my.
Gustafson drove her wide. There's a shot by Gee, stolen away by Flazar. Flazar coming down the far boards.
Late in the shift. She's gassed.
Flazar dumps it deep. She got her first goal. I believe that was the last game. Or, no, that was Lake State. Coming ahead into the far corner. Lindahl with it. Now Malashevsky trying to get it as it's pulled by Gee into the near corner. Niagara moves it into the far corner. Vandenbush skating. Some good stick work there by Vandenbush through the neutral zone over onto the near corner. Layla Rushforth sends it deep. Izzy German trying to pull that away. Gustafson has it in the far corner. Layla Rushforth trying to pull it off of the boards there. Coming in, trying to knock that away.
They're pretty physical.
They are being tough along the boards. Good pad save there by Ponith.
We are getting outshot, too.
And puck into the near corner, slips right through the low slot. Here comes Swanson. Swanson trying to feed it over. That got caught off of a skate of Karabs. Well, still trying to poke it away. Swanson trying to get to it. Malashevsky there.
Swanson won't quit. Kelsey's got no quit, man.
She is digging, trying to work against a pair of Niagara players. Now Malashevsky gets her stick in there.
I'd yell crowbar, but I'd break all everybody's speakers.
It's fair. Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl over center ice. Lindahl comes on the near circle. Lindahl trying to get a shot away, and Fontaine got a stick there and just lifted Lindahl's stick a little bit. Puck coming over, knocked down. Good job by Swanson. Over to Matthews with a shot.
Nice quick shot.
Saved by Adley.
So their defense doesn't look very quick, but they like to carry it up, and we've got to make them pay if they're the last person back. When they do that, last person back, you strip the puck, you're walking in on a breakaway. So something that I'm sure Tribs and Joe will mention to them.
Face-off in the near face-off circle. That one by Matthews. Back to the near point to Ceballos. Ceballos trying to get it through. Hung racing over. That pulled away by Lowen down on the far boards. Here it comes. Van Hoek. And pulled back by Hansen. Got caught in a pair of skates coming in. Lowen with a shot. There's a save by Ponith. Puck outside the near circle. Trying to pull it away. Schweitzer with the shot. That got knocked down to the near point. Loose on the near circle. Brought back around here. Trying to get it out of the zone is Ceballos now. Hung trying to get it out of the zone. Fired right back in. As Niagara has really definitely made it difficult through the neutral zone and trying to exit the Michigan's own zone. Here comes Hansen. That gets past the person at the far point.
Snow. Perfect snow in front of the bench.
Coming over, there's a shot by Matthews and a backhanded shot by Katie Sherman, still right sticking it away. Comes right back behind. Matthews trying to get to it.
There it is.
Out in front is Katie
right now,
Sherman. Here
upstairs.
Comes Hansen with a shot and a save by Adley. Oh, good save as there was a lot of traffic out front. Hansen had a good shot. Now she's going to take another one. That goes just wide. Matthews chases it into the near corner. Matthews outside the near circle trying to move it back to Hung. That's stolen away, coming the other direction. Fired by Lowen. Kolwich grabbing it. Now, speaking of snow, I believe it was yesterday's game, this Michigan women's team was doing the snow removal for the NCAA Lindenwood Michigan men's team game.
It's a good way for us to pay some of our ice bill.
Knocked away. We appreciate Ms. mentioning that and getting a nice video of it. Ms. from the ticket. Here comes Layla Rushforth coming in. Gains the zone outside the near circle. Layla Rushforth into the near corner. Battle for it there, trying to poke it away. Gordon back there. Now Layla Rushforth right back behind the Michigan goal. That puck back to the blue line, held in there. Vandenbush fires it outside the far circle for Bianca Rushforth. That slips right through the slot, right through the crease, outside the near circle. Held in by Gee, who takes a shot. Sticked away by Ponith. Knocked in along the near boards. Michigan trying to pull it away. Simmer with it. That pull back. Grabbed. Here comes Simmer firing it. That banked off of the far boards. Now trying to get to it is Cummings. Pulled back on the far circle. Ooh, wouldn't settle down as that got stuck on the far circle. Kolwich does a good job of knocking it along. And
did a great job of recovering and making that play.
Absolutely. It's got to be a bad feeling when you think you shoot it away and all of a sudden it's stuck. Here comes Gordon firing it back. Bush has it into the far corner. Vandenbush trying to fire it ahead. That holds in at the far point by Michigan. Gustafson keeps it in. Puck into the near corner. Fontaine with it. Fontaine trying to come away with it. Gargiulo steals it away. Here comes Carr. Now Gargiulo into the near corner. Gargiulo trying to peel it out of the near corner in the Niagara zone. Flazar comes in to try and get that. Gargiulo feeds it right through the crease. Helped along outside the far circle. Bianca Rushforth trying to get to it. Knocked down. Loose in the slot. Now punched into the near corner, or at the near point coming in. Van Hoek. That ends up a shot on goal. Stopped by Poneth. Picked up by Gustafson.
That little rally that we had 4 shots. We took over the lead in shots on net, but it's getting real close again.
Bringing it ahead, Lowen moves it in along the near boards. Here comes Schweitzer. Schweitzer, top of the near circle, through the slot. Schweitzer on the far circle. Good job by Gustafson to drive her wide into the near corner. Schweitzer gets it back to Fontaine.
Here we go, here we go.
Slips
Julia.
away. Here comes Lindahl on a breakaway. Lindahl on the near circle, and just Lowen getting her stick in the way and losing her stick due to it.
Oh, here we go.
Ceballos, high slot, trying to move it over onto the far circle, intercepted. Schweitzer heads the other direction and fires it deep into the far corner.
Wow, great to see Sandy come out and play that puck behind. Defensemen love that, having another defenseman out there.
Lindahl tips it deep before going off for a line change. Swanson trying to get to it. Hill helps it in along the boards into the far corner. Vandenbush with it there, spinning, trying to avoid pressure by Swanson. Gets it to Hill. Hill.
Great
that
forecheck.
Deflected right off into the near corner. Now ahead, keeping it in. Hung. Ends up getting taken down to the ice.
All the way across. We got to watch. Nice play.
Layla.
Good D.
Layla Rushford trying to get it in. Knocked away. Still loose on the near side of the goal. Here comes Katie German. Katie German poked ahead back into the neutral zone. Hung trying to steal it away from Hall. That puck goes back deep. Hall has it on the near circle. Hall heading back, firing it to the blue line, held in by Katie German, top of the far circle with that shot.
She had no idea where it was. There it is.
Trying to get to it. Oh, it just
missed the net corner.
Just goes wide. Outside the near circle, bringing it ahead. Here comes Niagara. Ceballos trying to hold it in. Now back into the neutral zone she goes. Ceballos trying to avoid some big pressure by Tremblay. Here comes Matthews gaining the zone. Matthews.
She's going to let you back in.
Take it to Hansen. Hansen with a shot. Blocker
Lots of
save.
rebounds. Lots of rebounds.
And loose into the neutral zone. Bucksbaum will reset there at center ice. Feeds it back over to Kolwich. Kolwich over on blue line. Ahead, stolen away by Lowen. Lowen through center ice. Lowen comes into the Michigan zone.
Back door.
Top of the near circle. Great block by Simmer. Simmer has been doing a great job.
She's a
playing
great
defense
defensive player. Yeah, as a forward.
Absolutely. That puck into the near corner. Now trying to pull it away. Bianca Rushforth. And fired and goes all the way across by Van Hoek. Right back behind the Michigan goal into the near corner. Bianca Rushforth has it outside the near circle. Battle for it there, trying to pull it away. Still in the near corner. Gets it back to
block a shot.
Lowen with a shot that goes all the way back outside the far circle. Niagara trying to get it back deep. Kolwich trying to pull it away. Now here comes Michigan racing ahead with it over to Simmer. Simmer comes ahead, dumps it deep. Cummings chasing it, trying to get it back behind. Into the near corner, or into the far corner it goes. Pulled away there. And fired ahead by Van Hoek. Michigan controls in their own zone, in along the near boards. Izzy German fires it ahead. Battle for it along the near boards. Gargiulo trying to get it. Flazar trying to get it. Still trying to pull it away. As that poked back. Here comes Izzy German. Izzy German through center ice. Fires it deep. That ricochets off the end line. Into the near corner. That puck outside the far circle. Here comes Schweitzer. Schweitzer trying to work her way into the neutral zone. Fired ahead by Karabs. That back deep. Here comes Izzy German. Coming back the other direction.
Nice.
Izzy German trying to fire it ahead to Carr. Just.
It's a good play right behind her to make that play. Just wasn't ready for it.
Pull back around. I think that grabbed away. Gargiulo trying to fire it back deep. Here comes Vandenbush.
I don't think these refs brought whistles. I mean, this period's going to be done so quick.
It has been a back and forth. There has not been a lot of stoppage in play. And it comes all the way back, trying to get to it, back in along the end boards. The puck into the near corner. Now there's a shot that just goes wide by Worrell. Outside the far circle, back to the far point.
They're focusing on bringing somebody in late when we're already in front of the slot, and that's going to be a problem.
Here comes Guy with a shot from the blue line, stopped by Poneth and covered up. Well, they finally blew a whistle. They didn't want to there, but
impressed.
That's okay.
I'm impressed with the way their defense stepped up. I mean, they had Julia on a potential breakaway. They stayed with her and caught her, and Julia can fly, so that was a good play. It's going to be a heck of a game.
And as you said, you were kind of keeping the tally of shots on goal, and I appreciate that.
I've got nine for us right now. This is very unofficial, color commentary unofficial. 9-7 us, but it's close.
Pull back away, trying to get it in along the near boards is Greenall. There's a shot by Fontaine, screened out in front. Wow. Oh, that was very dangerous. A great job by Poneth to see it. I don't know how she saw it, honestly. Colwich trying to get it out of the zone. This is a Niagara team that is definitely trying to get their first win of the weekend. Pull back around Fontaine, trying to get it now kept in at the near point. Worrell firing it back deep into the far corner. Here comes Colwich. Colwich
nice
trying to fire it ahead, trying to get it to Matthews. That just about an inch in front of her stick. Back over. Here comes Bucksbaum. Bucksbaum banks it off the near boards. Greenall trying to get to it. Now Fontaine has it hung, firing it all the way down.
It was good to see Carol look back over her shoulder before she made that play. Look at that forecheck. Look at that.
Great
giving
job
that up.
over
Watch
to
this.
Hansen. Hansen fires it in. And Hansen with the goal. And that was started by Hung getting her stick in the way and not letting Niagara get out of the zone.
Fill the lane, and you could tell with you give Lucy that space, she just dangled and then went top shelf.
And here's the replays. You can come in and see they had the puck, and Hung did a great job of grabbing it, fired over.
Unselfish play, too.
Oh, and Hansen just putting it in. And that's not – Adley had no chance at that point.
And I'll say right now, Adley does not suck. I mean, she's wearing the C. She's probably a senior, and she's made some great saves, but there was nothing you could do on that.
No, not at all. Hansen just
roofed it.
Yeah, you don't want to give her the puck in that situation.
Oh, man.
Covered up.
That's fun.
Michigan has the 1-0 lead. Hansen with the goal, Hung on the assist.
Great. What great to make a forecheck like that, then to lay it back to your teammate, know they're there, and have them walk in. That's the sweetest assist of all time. Look at that.
Fired,
nice
almost deflected. Shot by Gustafson from the far point. Puck outside the near circle, trying to fire it ahead. Stolen away again, this time by Cummings. Cummings trying to fire it deep into the far corner. Cummings battling outside the near circle, trying to dig it off of that. That pulled away. Here comes Izzy German, right out in front. Again, a good screen by Simmer. Pulled back, and that got on Adley in a hurry. Back in along the near boards, racing ahead. Here comes Vandenbush. Vandenbush.
She's going to try to finish the period by herself.
Taking it all the way down. Gustafson trying to get in the way. That off the side of the net. Back to the near point. Pulled back by Fontaine. Fontaine outside the near circle into the near corner. Gordon racing over, trying to get to that. That puck in along the near boards. Poked away. Here comes Simmer. Simmer racing ahead with it. Simmer gets it over to Cummings. Cummings gains the zone.
All by herself.
Cummings into the far corners.
Smart play.
The rest of Michigan was on a line change. She fired it around the boards, rimmed it. Outside the near circle, Gargiulo trying to knock it away. Flazar almost stole it away from two Niagara players there. And that will do it for the first half. Or first period, excuse me. Hey, I just did, Pioneer won the state championship in field hockey yesterday, so that's what I did.
All right, there you go.
Beat Skyline and came back.
All Ann Arbor final?
All Ann Arbor final.
Good. Wow.
Dexter won the D2. This is a heck of a field hockey area. So.
Yeah, my daughter was a field hockey captain at Huron back in the day. So
that's fantastic.
Cool.
So yes, I'm used to corners right now.
I know what you meant. I'm with you. I have my senior moments too, and you're much younger than me. So.
So what are your thoughts about that first period?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm aglow with that goal because that was a fun goal to see somebody do something that you can't do yourself.
Oh, yeah,
And you
yeah.
coach it, but you can't do it. That was really sweet, and it's great to score at that time of the period to go in so positive, and now they're just focused on that goal. I don't think I see any fatigue in the Purple Eagles at this point. Maybe
No.
in the third period. I thought they did. I thought it was a great, quick period of hockey. It was fun to watch.
Absolutely. Well, let's play a little bit of the victors, and then we'll come back as you were watching Michigan women's hockey, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting. Let's do the ACHA scoreboard report. We go all the way back to Saturday, October 14th, and a number of D2 scores. See if I can find some D1 scores. It was McKendree beating Lindenwood by a score of 5-2, as well as it was University of Minnesota beating Concordia of Ann Arbor 7-1. Also out there, lots of D2 action happening back on that day. It was Maryville beating University of Michigan Dearborn. It was Minot State beating Liberty by a score of 3-2. That was in overtime, so that was Minot State's. They got the win there, 4-5. That puts Liberty 5-0-0-1. So good win by them. It was Aquinas beating Davenport 2-1. Jamestown beat Colorado 4-2. Montana State University beat Wyoming 6-1. It was Arizona State University beating University of Utah 7-1. Indiana Tech beat Michigan State 6-0. And it was University of Massachusetts Amherst falling to Midland 3-1. So that was back on the 14th. Taking a look now at action on the 15th, and it looks like predominantly, here we go, mostly D2. McKendree University beat Lindenwood 2-1. The D2 Niagara team beat Robert Morris 6-1. It was University of Minnesota completing the sweep, or beating Concordia by a score of 8-5. Maryville beat University of Michigan Dearborn 4-1. And that was it for Saturday the 15th. Not a lot of midweek action happening that week. Friday, October 20th, it was Indiana Tech beating Niagara. That in overtime, 1-0. University of Utah beat Colorado State University 3-2. It was Adrian College shutting out Concordia 8-0. Liberty shut out University of Massachusetts Amherst 5-0. University of Michigan Dearborn beat Penn State 3-2. It was Minot State University beating Lake Superior State 4-3. McKendree put it on Colorado 12-1. Back on Friday the 20th. On the 21st, Division I action in the ACHA. It was University of Minnesota, the D1 team, no score reported in that one. It was Indiana Tech, we talked about, beating Niagara 7-3. Oh my, this is a score that you don't see often. This is a D2 score. Sioux College, who won the CCWHA D2 tournament last season. I think they won the championship. They beat Loyola Chicago 20-0. It's not a score you see often. University of Utah beat Colorado State 2-1. As it was coming ahead, trying to get past all the D2 action. Liberty University beat University of Massachusetts Amherst in overtime 3-2. University of Michigan Dearborn blanked Penn State 4-0. It was Minot State University sweeping Lake Superior State 3-1. Adrian beat Concordia 6-3. It was McKendree University blanking University of Colorado 4-0. And then I don't think there was a lot of action on Sunday. Again, nothing to report there. All Division II. One D1 score. University of Jamestown beat Lake Superior State 5-3. Lake Superior State taking a 3-game road trip out to North Dakota. Looking at midweek action. Action back on the 26th. It was Midland University beating Lindenwood by a score of 3-0. Jamestown beat University of Minnesota 6-5, and Indiana Tech beat Minot State University 3-1. Action that happened yesterday: Grand Valley State University beat Aquinas 2-0. It was Grand Canyon University falling to University of Utah 4-2. Rhode Island, who we will see it right after the first of the year, beat Assumption University 4-3. Arizona State University blanked the University of Colorado 7-0. It was Michigan State University beating Concordia 3-2. Maryville University fell to Midland beating them 2-1. It was Jamestown beating University of Minnesota 4-1. University of Michigan Dearborn, we talked about, beat Niagara 2-0. And that was it. And then action yesterday, Division I action, Michigan State fell to Concordia. Concordia beating Michigan State 6-3. It was 8-2. Grand Valley State University beating Aquinas. And that looks like that is the only action that happened yesterday. I'm going to refresh that just because that doesn't seem right. But, yep, that's it. Other games going on today. Looks like I may have lost our internet connection there on this piece here, so we will leave that be. But anyway, that's your ACHA scoreboard report. Here's other scores. I think Grand Valley State University ended up beating Aquinas 8-2. Arizona State University beat Colorado State University 4-1. It was University of Grand Canyon University beating University of Utah 4-2. Davenport University fell to Lake Superior State. Lake Superior State beating them 10-1. That over at over in Grand Rapids. University of Colorado fell to Arizona State University 2-0. It was no score reported in the University of Colorado Denver game, and Adrian blanked Minot State 3-0. That is your final scoreboard report, and the University of Michigan Dearborn beating Niagara 3-1. So That is your ACHA scoreboard report. Let's play a little bit more of the Michigan Marching Band. We'll be right back with your second period action. It is 1-0, Michigan with the lead over the Niagara Purple Eagles. And still 2 periods to come on down. If you're in the local area, we'd love to see you here. Otherwise, thank you for watching wherever you are at. Remember, there is a scrimmage that's going to happen this coming Friday, 7 o'clock here at Yost Ice Arena. Michigan's going to take on the Grand Rapids U19 AA team just to get a little since they have next weekend off, get a little game action to see. I'm not sure. We'll talk to Coach Tribbs to see if she wants us to broadcast that one. But come on out if you want to see. That's going to be the last time Michigan's going to be at Yost Ice Arena this calendar year. So you'd have to wait till Rhode Island comes in after the first of the year to see that. Let's play just a little bit more of the Michigan Marching Band, and we'll be right back. Both teams coming back out as we're about to head back for puck drop. Gargiulo wins it back. That grab firing in along the far board. Ceballos has it. Taken back. Racing all the way back into the far corner. Cevallos trying to pull it away. Layla Rushforth has it there. Now Bianca Rushforth trying to pull it outside to the near circle. Coming back, Lowen with a shot that grabbed and gloved by Ponith. Save. That face-off will be in the near face-off circle. As trying to get to that Gargiulo into the near corner, pulled away by Bianca Rushforth. Back behind, coming along, trying to get it is Kolwich. Flazar now has it. Flazar moves it over to Bucksbaum. Bucksbaum back behind the goal, trying to pull that away. Whistle.
Going to be
Here's
a
gonna
rough.
be a roughing call. As going into the box is Layla Rushforth. So Michigan with the first power play of the game. They have the 1-0 lead at 19:21 left to go here in the first. Malashevsky in to take the face-off. That comes in along the near, right at the near point. Gargiulo with it, top of the near circle. Gargiulo fires it onto the near circle, loose in the slot. Vandenbush fires it all the way back. KD German looking to get it stopped by Ponith.
We'll see if the Purple Eagles are over-aggressive like our last foe. It made it easy for us.
Coming down, here comes Malashevsky. Malashevsky, top of the near circle, drops it back to Lindahl. Lindahl with the wrister. That just goes wide to the near
There you
side.
go.
Out in front. Oh, that grabbed and sent around by Van Hoek. Good job there to steal it away.
Now, you saw the way Emily walked in. If they let her walk in like that, she's just going to take it and walk right in and take that shot, and all she's got is screens in front of her.
Fired all the way down by Niagara. Racing back to try and get it is Scaduto. Pulling around down the far boards. Here comes Michigan. Through the blue line is Gargiulo. Gargiulo outside the far circle. Gargiulo goes back behind the goal. Gargiulo underneath the near circle. Now Gargiulo in the near corner.
Got to spread out. There we go.
Gargiulo gets it over to Lindahl. Lindahl with the
There's-
backhanded shot over to Malashevsky. Didn't look like she could get everything on that one. Gustafson moves it. Malashevsky gets it back to Gustafson, top of the near circle. There's a wrister. Blocker save by Adley. Puck back. Hansen trying to get to it underneath the near circle. Hansen. Underneath the far circle. Swanson trying to get that, pulling it away. Back
Space.
there was Fontaine.
Oh,
right in
oh,
front.
nice
it
play
just
off the skate. Nice way to keep it in. Oh, I don't know. That was close.
very close as
Danny Cabela making that call.
it was indeed close. It was a good job trying to. If that puck had been right on the stick on the far circle, that might have been something big. But
Yep.
face-off in the near face-off circle. Matthews in to take the face-off. Tip trying to bring it out is Guy. Hansen spinning with it. Moves it back along the near boards.
Smart play to bring that back rather than just dump it in and give away the puck. We're going to play keep away here. That's what they want to do.
Gustafson, that intercepted, blocked away, grabbed as Gustafson heads back trying to avoid Schweitzer.
That was a nice defensive play because that was a saucered pass, too. Now she's got somebody open in front.
Providing great pressure. There was a shot there
Here we
by
go. Here we
Vandenbush,
go.
knocked away.
3-on-2.
Here comes Gustafson. Gets it over to Carr. Carr gains his own. Carr, top of the far circle. Carr with the shot. That saved back to the near circle. Trying to fire at Matthews. That went off the side of the net. Here comes Vandenbush feeding it around. Carr trying to pull it away.
Even up now, right?
Layla Rushforth. Power play over. Layla Rushforth sends it back. 16:45 left to go here in the second. 1-0 Michigan with the lead. The puck
Great
fired
reverse.
ahead. Held in at the far point by Lowen and a save by Ponith.
I was talking to a couple of our respected observers up here between periods, see what they thought, and they thought Michigan did look a little rusty and that we had the speed to take care of Niagara, but we just had to implement it. So thanks to Helpful Eddie for that.
Pulled back as Gordon had it, now moving it ahead. That fired back into the zone. That will be icing and head back the other direction as it was just fired the wrong side of center ice.
He also agreed to referee the fundraiser of the Old Puckers versus the U of M women's team on December 4th, the big fundraiser that night at Monday night.
Fantastic. Is that going to be out in Chelsea again?
No, we're going to do it here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're going to have the guys that put forth the money use the visitors' locker room, and we do it right here during a practice.
There is a save there by Ponith, trying to bring it ahead his whirl. Here comes Michigan, gets it out into the neutral zone, pulled away there by Fontaine, who drifts back to her own blue line. She banks off the near boards, chasing it back as Kolwich trying to get it back behind her own goal. Kolwich stops there. Now comes underneath the near circle, feeding it ahead. That held in by Fontaine, knocked away. Is bringing it back. Scaduto had it. Now here comes Gordon, but a whistle. And that might be off of that bump outside the near circle.
They're going to get a rough.
And it's going to be a roughing, and Kolwich is going to go into the box, so Michigan will be shorthanded for the next 2 minutes.
Forwards just have to catch those passes. They may not be perfect, but when the pressure's coming with that forecheck, they just got to do the best they can to bring it in and then maybe chip it over the blue line and relieve the pressure. Then we don't have to take a roughing penalty later.
15:49 left to go here in the second. 1-0 Michigan with the lead. Malashevsky in to take the face-off versus Layla Rushforth. That puck loose on the far circle, poked away by Izzy German, but held in by Lowen at the far point. Lowen, high slot, shot. Good job, comes off to the near side. Banking it, trying to bring it ahead. Now Swanson fires it all the way down the ice. 1 minute, 43 seconds left on the Niagara power play. 15:26 left to go here in the second. Michigan with the 1-0 lead. Here comes Bianca Rushforth, firing it ahead, bringing it in. Scaduto has it, shot from the near circle, saved by Poneth. That swept outside the near circle. Grabbing it, Bianca Rushforth with a shot that knocked away. Good job by Swanson. Right back behind the Michigan goal. Gordon trying to knock it away, and that just on the edge.
Oh, this is trouble.
I thought that was going in. Lowen with a shot, and finally Poneth able to glove it down as Niagara had a couple high-quality scoring opportunities there.
Yeah, off a skate, of a defenseman's skate is your worst nightmare. You're in the good spot, but your skate isn't.
And lots of traffic. I think Poneth had about 4 people between her and that puck.
Yeah, thank God she's got x-ray vision.
Matthews brings it back. That sent high slot coming over. Bianca Rushforth, that went off of a skate.
Oh my gosh.
As Layla Rushforth trying to get to it, the puck in the far corner.
They're going to set up behind the net.
Low in, outside the far circle now. Michigan able to get it back into the neutral zone. 50 seconds left to go on the power play for Niagara. Bianca Rushforth quickly bringing it ahead. Coming in, Scaduto with it. That went off of Katie German. Outside the far circle. Weitzer gets it back to the far point. Lowen back to Weitzer outside the far circle. There is a whistle, and did the net come up in its moorings, or what happened?
Somebody go through the crease?
I don't know.
Yeah, looks like somebody must have interfered and moved it out, I guess. I didn't take it off the crease. I didn't see it at the end.
No. Well, that's why the officials have a better view than we do, so they're right there.
I'm glad they're protecting the goalies.
Tremblay to take the face off. Gargiulo trying to knock that back. That comes and moved over by Hall, bringing it ahead. Vandenbush has it. Vandenbush, top of the near circle. Drop pass. Back. Tremblay trying to feed it through. Tremblay with a backhanded shot that goes into the far corner. Weitzer sends it back to Hall.
Watch
Swept
this.
away. Here comes Gargiulo.
Top shelf.
One-on-one. Gargiulo moves over to the near side. Coming through. And
there you go. That could be a penalty shot.
As that is going to be a penalty. Gargiulo going down. Tripping call.
Didn't get the shot off him.
Well, okay, so at this level, which do you prefer? Do you prefer a penalty shot or a power play? Because you don't get a lot of time to practice those penalty shots.
Well, you have fun with it at the end of every practice. Everybody practices their own penalty shot.
There you go.
You know, penalty shots put people in the seats. You know, if we promised a penalty shot, this place would be a sellout. I don't know. I would love to see Ava Jeet on a penalty shot because she can really shoot the puck. That'd be fun. But
no doubt.
We'll take our 35 to 33% power play here and give it a shot.
Lindahl back behind into the near corner. Battling there. Puck comes outside the near circle.
Because ours is over.
Fired ahead as that pulls back
Whoa.
into the near corner. Gargiulo trying to grab it. 1 minute 40 seconds on the Michigan power play. As Michigan penalty was over. Gargiulo has it outside the far circle. Drop pass
Now
over
see,
to Malashevsky.
walk in. Oh.
Malashevsky moves it to Katie German. High slot, Katie German, and that
Nice
trying
shot.
to get a deflection by Hansen out in front. Malashevsky outside the far circle now. Malashevsky trying to get it over to Lindahl in the slot. There's a whistle and a cross check.
They're going to be down 2.
1 minute, 19 seconds left
Cross
here
check.
on the power play, and it's going to be a cross-checking versus Lowen goes into the box. So Michigan has a long 5-on-3.
Now see, Emily is such an unselfish playmaker. She had so much room to walk in. Got to get her to sneak in there and take that shot.
Speaking of awesome hockey minds, Sue McDowell here. We love to always see her. Thank you so much.
Awesome people on
Hi,
the
Sue.
podcast. You're sounding fantastic this evening.
So that is going to come out to center ice, which is interesting. I thought normally penalty would be back in their own zone, but
I didn't see where the whistle was called. We had so many celebrities show up at in the middle of that play. Okay, so I got to be honest with you. We don't do a lot of 5-on-3, but we'll take it.
high slot moving over Katie German onto the near circle to Gargiulo.
Ice.
Into a slot for Lindahl. That pulled away.
What a try.
In along the near boards with it is Gargiulo. Gargiulo top of the near circle skating
Yep,
in.
that's right.
Blocker save there by Adley. Comes outside the near circle. Gargiulo gets it back to Katie German. Katie German.
She'll walk in. She'll take it right now.
On the near
Back
circle
door.
and trying to put it in. Adley somehow able to save it as that deflection came off to the far side. And Lindahl trying to poke it in.
Yeah, she was open on the back door and KG saw her, so it's almost a pass to a shoot to pass her.
Good job by Adley to move from the near side to the far side so quickly, be able to slide it over, and I'm sure it's something that Niagara is very happy to get a line change on there as well.
For sure.
Now, the first penalty has expired, 40 seconds left in the second. No, they don't have both penalties up on the board now. They still have two people in the box. It's still 5-on-4, but one of the penalties is no longer on the board, so they're going to have to figure out what happened there and how much time is left on each of those. I did not see how much time, but the officials down there talking to him. And again, we really, really appreciate all the wonderful, amazing folks who volunteer to make the scoreboard happen. It is not easy.
Yeah, I'd much rather be up here, Mark.
Absolutely. You and me both. I don't want to try and run that scoreboard. That's not simple.
Everybody's watching every mistake I put up there. Yeah, I'm not a numbers guy. I can't even count backwards like that clock does, so that's good.
There is a fun story about my wife running the clock during a lacrosse game, but that's neither here nor there. Puck into the far corner. Yeah, moves it back. Matthews, top of the far circle, moving it over onto the near circle for Hansen. Hansen gets it high slot over to Gustafson.
There's a shot. Oh,
trying to
there
get
we
it.
go.
Here comes Hansen with the blast, looking for a second of the game. Gets the
Yeah,
rebound
she
and
gets
puts it in.
Don't give her two, man.
Hansen
Don't give her
scores
two.
her second of the game. She has a brace. Use a little soccer term there. But boy, that was, you don't want to give her too many times. And she had a beautiful couple rips at it.
And she took that second one. She took a moment and looked and saw the space and put it there. I mean, she wasn't just going to blast it like she might have on the first one. That was beautiful.
That was definitely, took a moment, slid a foot over to her right and made it happen.
So that helps our stats for power play.
Absolutely, power play goal. That the first one comes off the board now, and we're left with a 5-on-4 power play. As that was scored when it was 5-on-3, I believe.
Hard to tell with the scoreboard, but I think you're right.
If not, they'll pull that second one off, but they still have Lowen in the box. So we're 5-on-4. Michigan up 2-0, bringing it in. In along the far boards is Van Hoek. Loose back behind Michigan. Has it. Gargiulo comes underneath the near circle, fires ahead to Katie German. Katie German over to Malashevsky. Malashevsky down the far boards. Malashevsky.
Oh, nice move. Could have got a check there at the blue line.
Trying to get it in deep. That fired back by Niagara. 39 seconds left to go. in the 5-on-4 power play. That puck all the way back to the far point. Niagara racing over to fire it deep is Layla Rushforth. Puck into the near corner. Here comes Malashevsky. Malashevsky down the near boards. Malashevsky gets it right to center. Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl trying to get it. That puck wouldn't settle down. Fired all the way back by Bianca Rushforth.
Good to see Sandy play that puck, save him the distance.
15 seconds left to go. Here
Tough
comes
pass.
Malashevsky over to Lindahl. Lindahl brings it into the zone. Lindahl over onto the far circle. 4 seconds left in the power play. And Lowen now back out onto the ice.
Smart play. We had a defenseman making sure the person come out of the box wasn't going to be a problem.
Right onto the near circle, bringing it ahead. Here comes Bianca Rushforth. Gets it over to Lowen. Lowen put into the far corner. Gustafson racing to get it. The puck trying to fire it out in front. Great job by Gordon to knock that away. Now Gordon puts it into the far corner. Gustafson trying to pull that away. Gordon trying to get away from Scaduto. Comes right back into the neutral zone. Niagara banks it off the near boards into the Michigan zone. Fired ahead by Izzy German. Swanson trying to get it now loose. Izzy German trying to move
Nice
it
play.
ahead.
Using the
Trying to get away
boards.
from Tremblay. Puck in along the near boards. Bringing it ahead. Here comes Fontaine. Fontaine gets it over to Lowen. Lowen top of the near circle with a blast and a glove save by Poneth.
Niagara obviously trying to use that kill or semi-kill to build off of. They got a little more juice right now.
10-13 left to go here in the second. 2-0 Michigan with the lead. How's that shots on goal coming?
Dead even, baby. If you want a game to come see, it's dead even in shots. So
Trying to sneak in front was Bianca Rushforth. Still battling back there. Bucksbaum trying to poke that away. And
I don't know how to count that one as how many because
who knows how many tips and whacks they had
there
at
was
it
a lot
on
of
the far
whacking
side.
going on there. Yeah.
Face off in the far face off circle. Krabs in to take the face off. Matthews on the other side. That puck outside the far circle tipped right back. Bianca Rushforth puts it back behind the goal. Trying to pull that away was Greenall. Now in front. Good job by Kolwich to drive that back deep. Outside the circle, back top of the near circle. Vandenbush with a shot that comes all the way back to Guy at the far point.
Wow, she can shoot it.
Shot there goes wide back to the near point for Vandenbush. Vandenbush.
Okay. We don't want her shooting. Somebody's got to block that shot.
Guy with the shot top of the far circle. That driven back wide. Here comes Bucksbaum. Bucksbaum has it tipped back as Layla Rushforth trying to get it. Here comes Hung. Hung put against the boards, trying to pop back up. There's a shot and a glove save as Guy took it. Top of the far circle and a glove save by Poneth.
Yeah, we need to settle down.
9:21 left to go here in the second. 2-0 Michigan with the lead. Hansen with a goal in the first and a goal in the second. Scaduto in to take the face off. That comes back right to the blue line. Wouldn't settle down for Fontaine. And sent right back behind outside the near circle. Carr trying to pull that back, poking away at it.
Nice play.
Knocked out into neutral
There you
zone.
go,
Carr
Sam.
racing ahead with it. Carr at deflected back. Michigan gets back on side, but pulled back away by Schweitzer. Here comes Gargiulo through center ice. Gargiulo.
Oh, that's got to be something right
pulled
there.
back. Here comes
Oh,
Carr.
my.
Carr. High slot. Carr
She'll rip it.
moves in, and that got blocked into the far corner. Here comes Flazar. Flazar puts it right back behind. Into the near corner it goes. Here comes Niagara down the near board. Schweitzer with it. Schweitzer fires it deep into the far corner.
Good back check by Allie. She stopped that from being an odd man rush.
Here comes Cevallos. Cevallos banks it up the near boards. That's stolen away by Lowen. Lowen gets it into Michigan zone. Cevallos backhands it, trying to get it out of the zone. Lowen with a shot. Excellent job knocking that away by Katie German. Carr outside the near circle. Here comes Katie German. Katie German feeds it, racing through and put deep by Flazar as she tried to split a pair of defenders and just couldn't get through them. In along the near board, Tremblay firing it deep, racing ahead with it. Here comes Worrell. Worrell.
Nice
Good
play.
job to
That's
knock
the
away
back
a
check.
drop pass by Lindahl.
Great back check.
Went off of Malashevsky's skates, right to center, picked up. Here comes Greenall. Greenall. That deflects back.
You want to get the admiration of your defense. Come back that hard every shift.
Here comes Izzy German on the near circle. Izzy German trying to feed it to Swanson.
Nice.
Swanson gets it
There
over
we
to
go.
Lindahl. Lindahl gains his own. Lindahl, top of the near circle. Lindahl with a wrister. Yeah, right off the body of Adley.
She flinched.
Here comes Layla Rushforth. Gets it right to center ice.
Tough
Izzy German trying to poke that away.
Tough to play that off yourself with that snow in front of those benches. That's off.
And that will be offsides. 7:15 left to go here in the second. Michigan up 2-0 on Niagara.
Yeah, it's very close. Good period.
And one thing Michigan doesn't want to do is they don't want to give up a goal to let Niagara back into this game.
Yeah, that's true.
Bucksbaum trying to feed it ahead. Good job to knock it and save it in.
Oh,
There's
nice
a
play.
shot. Save.
Another
and
save.
Bianca Rushforth with a shot from the near side. Layla Rushforth had, I believe, a good one otherwise as well.
A lot of shots in this game. That's good.
Keeping both netminders busy.
Nobody's getting cold sitting back there. No rigor mortis in the net.
Krabs in to take the face off. On the other side is Gordon. That comes back in along the near boards.
Nice
Here
hustle.
comes Michigan. Fired ahead by Cummings. Coming in with it
That's
on the near
Good
circle.
play. Force it.
Simmer trying to fire it in. Knocked off the puck in along the near boards. Race ahead with it. Bianca Rushforth. That poked right back in by Kolwich into the Niagara end as Niagara goes back behind their own goal, puts it in along the far boards. Fontaine battling Gordon outside that far circle. Simmer into the far corner. That pulled back by Krabs. Held in by Bucksbaum at the far point. Loose. Fontaine outside the far circle.
Uh-oh, she's behind her.
Here comes Layla Rushforth. Gets it ahead to Bianca Rushforth. Good defense by Kolwich
Yeah,
to knock
there she
that
goes.
away. Kolwich feeds it back behind Bucksbaum.
Just breaking it out to ourselves. Nice.
In along the near boards, Cummings trying to bat that right
There we
over to Gordon. Gordon fires it back deep. That rims right into the far corner. Vandenbush with it there. Vandenbush trying to
She
weave
likes to
through
do that
traffic.
down.
Maybe Carr was going to be able to steal that one away. Here comes Katie German back behind the goal. Katie German outside the far circle. Held in at the far point. Now back behind the goal. It's sent
Got two people back
Escududo
door.
with it.
Good
That's
block.
shot by Vandenbush. Katie German in along the boards. Now coming over to try and pull that away. Carr has it outside the near circle. She ends up on the ice. Here comes Gargiulo. Gargiulo through center ice. Gargiulo dumps it deep. Michigan chasing. That goes right behind the goal.
Set up in front.
Grabbed there by Vandenbush, but poked back the other direction. Guy picks it up in the far corner. Carr trying to knock that away. Ooh.
That was not on her fault. She
No.
fell before.
Van Hoek lost an edge there.
Yeah.
And that
Glad
right
she's not
onto the
hurt.
near circle. Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to see any of these wonderful players injured. Stolen away, coming down the near boards as here comes Schweitzer. Knocked away by Matthews.
Matthews flying. Megan just got out there. She's flying.
Trying to get it back over. Katie German tries to drive that wide. Ceballos has it back in along the
Nice
end
look.
boards.
Faked it up the boards and sent it around.
Fired back from the far point now. Michigan, low end, trying to keep it in. That went out of the zone, so Niagara will have to clear. Coming right back. And fired along by Katie German, picked up. Here comes Michigan as Hung had it, and just Greenall had a beautiful stick poke to knock that away. Deep. Katie German grabs it into the near corner. Katie German trying to fire it away. That puck bounces to the blue line. Niagara able to hold it in. Lowen has it, top of the far circle. Lowen spins with it. Lowen with a shot that gets deflected out in front. Oh, what a beautiful job by Katie German. That goes into the near corner.
Sloppy.
Trying to poke that back.
There we go.
Coming ahead. Here comes Hansen. Hansen makes a nifty move through center.
Looking for the hat right here.
Hansen through the slot, and that went off of escape by Lowen into the far corner. Hansen gets it over to Hung. Now Matthews
Nice
with it.
moves.
Matthews sends it back. Izzy German trying to poke that back. Here comes Niagara. As that puck in along the near boards, Niagara goes for a line change. Gustafson picks it up on the near circle. Gustafson ahead to Matthews. Matthews moves through traffic. Matthews add in along the end boards. Picked up there. Bianca Rushforth feeds it ahead. Lindahl trying to get it, but it wouldn't stand still. Grabs with it, but offsides the call. 3:21 left to go here in the second. 2-0, Michigan with the lead.
I just have to throw a shout out there. Emma Johns has a brand new helmet design that was just wrapped, that if anybody's looking at our bench, you can see the sweet Michigan logo and matching helmet to look good on the bench for the next game she's in, and during the warm-ups or the national anthem is good.
Beautiful helmet that fired and goes just wide into the near corner. Picked up there by Swanson, out into the neutral zone. Malashevsky trying to grab it. That brought in. Vandenbush has it. Izzy German trying to drive her wide. Vandenbush into the far corner, trying to fire it, and covered up by Poneth.
Everything on net.
Just backhanded right into the crease.
Yeah, they're really out shooting us this period, Mark.
2:52 left to go here in the second. 2-0. Michigan with the lead. Shots on goal are in Niagara's favor.
22-8. No. Sorry, you mean in numbers. 12-8.
And out in front, slips all the way back to the near point. Vandenbush with it. Vandenbush outside the near circle. Bianca Rushforth with it. And, trying a little
nice
backhanded job by Layla Rushforth. Good job by Poneth to get it right out in front. Now that pulled away. Here comes Michigan. Over their own blue line. Coming ahead is Lindahl. Lindahl chases it into the far corners. Vandenbush drove that wide. Lindahl puts it into a slot for Malashevsky. Loose.
Yes.
And poking it in.
Kelsey should get that,
Swanson, I think got the rebound and fired it in.
Yep.
Michigan goes up 3-0. 2:21 left to go here in the second.
That's huge.
As racing, Lindahl did a good job. It was poked away from her, got it back, went back behind the goal, fired it right out in front. Malashevsky with a good shot, but Swanson buried the rebound and Michigan up 3-0.
I don't see any quit in this Niagara team, but this would be a good time to do it if they want to.
Absolutely. Scaduto in to take the face-off versus Gordon. Comes back at the blue line, firing it ahead. Here comes Michigan into the zone. Outside the far circle, racing over to try and get to it. And pull back over as Simmer chases it back behind the goal. Simmer trying to fire it out in front for Cummings. That comes loose. Outside the near circle, Kolwich fires it back to Gordon.
She's there.
That was a beautiful pass to Gordon at the near point.
Yep.
Right into the slot. Cummings trying to fire it. That goes back into the far corner and knocked away off of Gordon's skate.
Good to see they're not overconfident. They're keeping the pressure on. Keep it in their end.
Schweitzer had it. That fired back deep into the Niagara zone. Racing back to get that. Fontaine has it in along the near corner. Fontaine trying to get it over to Van Hoek. Van Hoek gets it back into the neutral zone. Knocked away by Gargiulo, then plucked up. Here comes Scaduto. Bringing it ahead. Gargiulo moves it back to Katie German. Katie German through the neutral zone. Katie German, top of the near circle. Katie German underneath. Goes from the near side to the far side. Katie German in the far corner. Gets it back to the far point. Shot there, and a glove save as Ceballos took a blast from the far point. 1:11 left to go here in the second. 3-0. Michigan with the lead. Face-off in the far face-off circle is Tremblay to take the face-off. Lazar firing it deep and right back into the near corner. Worrell tipped it, comes back out into the neutral zone, fired right back in by Katie German. 57 seconds left to go here in the second.
Got to finish strong here. Don't give them anything to talk about in the locker room.
Bringing it ahead, here comes Greenall. Greenall gains the zone. Greenall trying to fire it out in front. Katie German takes care of that.
Keeping it wide, that's safe. There you go.
Flazar moves it over. Coming ahead, Gargiulo feeds it. Here comes Carr. Carr racing in with it. Carr makes a nifty move through the slot. Carr trying to get a shot away, and just a lot of traffic out in front, but we almost saw some magic happen.
Yeah, there were bodies laying everywhere, including the goalie was down as soon as she entered the zone.
Gustafson has it moved around. That's some Datsuk style stick handling there.
She can dangle.
Coming in, moved over. Hansen, there's a shot by Matthews, back behind. Hansen trying to get it back. There's Hung with a shot. Just wouldn't go in. Izzy German trying to grab it. That comes back to the far point, held in there by Matthews.
Good to see him come back and hold that blue line.
And that will do it for the second as Michigan takes a 3-0 lead into the second. What are your thoughts about that second period?
Well, Michigan was outshot 12-10. I mean, they held the fort. They got a couple, so you can't be too upset about that. You just don't want to get too happy now, and you hope that they have a little quit in them. It's been a long weekend, but, they certainly look better that period, not so sloppy, ragged, and they're really looking for each other. I'm really pleased with the way they're moving the puck to each other.
So let's play a little bit of the Michigan Marching Band. It is the third period, so you know what time it is. It's time for I Can't Turn You Loose, and we'll be back with the third period.
Well, good afternoon and welcome once again to the Michigan Amphitheater. You know, so much of the music we hear today is this pre-programmed electronic disco. You never get a chance to hear master bluesmen practicing their craft. By the year 2006, the music now known as the blues will exist only in the classical record department of your local public library. And so, this afternoon, while we still can, let us welcome from Ann Arbor, Michigan, Gary Lewis and his blues band. Gary Lewis and his blues band.
Let's do the Michigan scoreboard report. As taking a look yesterday, the lone score to report yesterday was University of Michigan men's hockey hosting Lindenwood here at Yost Ice Arena. It was a 10-1 win by the Michigan men's hockey team. Let us get back to action today. if we can do that. So rowing is up at Michigan State, novice only. Soccer men are playing number 21 Northwestern. That was a win, 3-0. As volleyball women beat Ohio State. That was 3-1. They lost the first set 20-25, but then won 25-22. 25-21 and 25-22. So Michigan winning that. Action tomorrow. No action tomorrow, as nothing happening until the 1st. So that is your Michigan scoreboard report. Not a lot to report there. Here at the second intermission, it is 3-0 Michigan with the 3-goal lead. As, again, kind of a quiet time around campus, and if you're looking for something to do next Friday, there will be a scrimmage next Friday here, 7 p.m., so it doesn't count towards anything.
Knocking the rust off before St. Louis.
Yeah. But just playing a good scrimmage versus the Grand Rapids U19 AA team, 7 o'clock at Yost. Come on down. We'd love to see you here. If you don't do that, the next time you can see Michigan is going to be after the 1st of the year, as we have a big road trip coming up, as they will be at Lindenwood on the 10th and 11th, and then McKendree University on the 12th. So a big road trip coming up. We're excited. Looks like we may well have Coach Ned with us. So
I'm trying.
We are very excited about that. We appreciate that.
I'll limp along. You can't skate, I might as well broadcast, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I do my best not to fall down too much up here, so I'm good. So far throughout this season, and what do you think of kind of the new line changes that have happened so far, the new line combinations this game?
I think they're, it's a chemistry thing. It's a settling in. It's never a one shift we're in unless maybe somebody gets a natural hat trick in one shift or something like that. I feel good about it. I think I can see people setting people up. I can see it's part of how I'm pleased with the way they're seeing each other and moving the puck. That means they're trusting their teammates. They know they're there. They know where they should be. They're working on that chemistry. I think Manami looks real good at center. And, I mean, Lucy, obviously, and Sam in those spots, little different spots and different people, is paying off. I'm very pleased. And then, if things aren't working perfectly, you've got 3 sets of D that have settled in with their partners and are doing a fabulous job. So, and then, of course, one step further on the backdrop, you've got Sandy, who's as solid as can be. And I can tell the Niagara coach has scouted this team and knows enough about Sandy to say, look, this is a All-American type goalie. This might be the best goalie in the ACHA, CCWHA. We got to put everything on it, and they're doing that. And that's why you're seeing shots from everywhere, and that's why you're seeing shots hit skates that are making us stand up here and go, oh boy, that was close. So
is that what when you're facing a really, really good goalie, is it just get as many pucks on net and hope that something is tipped or has a knuckleball effect or something like that? Or?
Absolutely. If somebody, especially a hot goalie, you've just got to get everything. You hope that she can't see it. It's a lot less chance that she can make the save if she can't see it. Or you hope it hits a body and goes in and just opens the floodgates, and you get, maybe that the edge of not giving up any goals is a little bit erased, and maybe the second one's a touch easier. So, yeah, you got to do something like that. I mean, you may have special plays in your power play or things like that, or you may send out something and get a little more aggressive where you take a defenseman and tell him to run end-to-end or set something up behind the net. But basically it comes down to just as many shots, because the higher number of shots, the higher probability,
Indeed. Indeed.
Yeah.
One of the things when we're going out to St. Louis, that's where Nationals are going to be.
Yep.
And I think they're going to be in the same rink that we're going to play Lindenwood in, or at least that same complex.
Could be. That I'm not aware of, but yeah, we definitely have Nationals in St. Louis. That'd be nice to not have that be a total visitors venue if we go out for a series there.
Be able to kind of see what's happening, see what's going on out there.
Yep.
So excited about that coming up, and definitely take a look at it. What was the date of the other scrimmage with the old Puckers? That was
December 4th. It's a Monday night, 8 o'clock during our usual practice time. And what happens is we get I got a tournament team that's played against this team for years. It's called the Ann Arbor Old Puckers or the Michigan Old Puckers. It's guys that are 40, 50, 60, 70 years old, and each guy has a buy-in to play at Yost and use the visitors' varsity locker room, and they get to play against the U of M women's team in a scrimmage. We get a guest referee, and we just come out and have some fun and earn, almost $2,000 for the team to help offset their ice bill, and this year to offset hopefully the travel to nationals.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming the public is welcome to that?
Yeah. Sometimes the Old Puckers want fewer public than others, but yes, that is true. I don't know that there's any gate charge or anything. It's more just for fun.
Sure.
Old Puckers have never lost, but every year it gets tougher because we get older and this team, the U of M team, gets better. So, and they won't have me on the ice this year because my knee won't be well enough. I'll be working the scoreboard unless there's a broadcasting, and then I'd have a field day broadcasting against my Old Pucker buddies.
Well, we'll see what we can do with that. That's a tough one to broadcast because we don't get a lot of a roster for the Old Puckers.
Well, I could give you a roster right now.
Oh, there you go.
I
Perfect.
could even give you numbers. They might complain about their number when I give it to them in the locker room, but that's what they get. That's what they get.
Oh,
so.
there you go. Well, yeah. Maybe we could definitely do a broadcast.
I never thought of that. That might be more fun. I think I can find somebody to run the scoreboard. I'll just let them do it for free and tell them I'll buy them a beer after or something like that.
And I'm sure if you wanted to come down and watch and donate yourself to the team, you can absolutely do that.
Yeah. It's pretty easy. We don't usually there's no penalties. It's just if there's a penalty, we give the offending team has to withstand a breakaway, a penalty shot.
There you go.
So nobody's sitting out or timing that. It's just more or less stopping the clock and blowing a horn. And we don't play 3 periods. We play a half. We don't switch ends. We try to maximize the ice time and the fun.
Yeah.
The fun we have guys who've had daughters in the program. We have a lot of guys in the team that have daughters that have played hockey. So it's a very, very supportive group. They pitch in a considerable amount of money for an hour of ice. So it's very nice.
That's fantastic. Well, yeah, this might be the year with this team.
Yeah.
That they really the fire and youth might give that experience a run for their money.
We've gotten away in the past by having the game in between a lot of big trips or a lot of concentrated games where maybe a few of the key players were taking a break. And this year that is not the case. At least I haven't seen that being the case. So we may get the very best of the best, and that's going to be I'll be glad I'll be broadcasting or announcing, because otherwise I'd just be handing tickets out as they went around me. So yeah, it's a great time. Everybody has a real ball. The guys that I get are classy hockey players, played at high levels, and they demonstrate to the girls that it's all about positioning, getting space, and passing the puck. You can be as fast as you want to be, but nobody can outskate a well-passed puck.
Yeah.
And they're classy guys. There's they know that they're out there to have fun, not hurt anybody, and we just try to keep it close. And we've managed so far, but I'm not placing any bets this year.
And what's this I hear about you lifting the cup?
Oh, that's a fun story. So back when the only guys who win the cup are supposed to lift it.
Yeah.
And I found that out because back when the Wings won their first cup back in the late 90s, I had a friend who had worked for me, played for Michigan, Ted Spears, had played for the Adirondack Red Wings and the Detroit Red Wings, and was still in the program with Little Caesars and the Illich family. So when they won the cup and the cup was being moved around, he was in marketing, and he got the cup and invited me to the cup party. And I went with an old Elastigirl jersey, the men's jersey, and I was talking to the cup guy, and he said, I said, can I hoist it and take a picture? He says, no, you can't hoist it. You're not a player. You didn't win it. And I said, okay, I'll just take a picture next to it with this jersey on. That was cool. Well, then he went to go to the next party, and he had the exact same van that I had, and his keys were locked in it.
Oh.
And I went up to him and I said, okay, I'll make you a deal. If I can get in there without breaking a window in less than 5 minutes so you can go to your next Wings party with this cup, can I hoist the cup? He goes, absolutely. Well, I had my daughters with me, and one of them was pretty thin, and the window was open wide enough when I saw it that I knew that she could squeeze in that back window, vent window. She squeezed in, I hoisted her up, she squeezed in that back window and got the key and got in, and I have a great picture of me in an old Elastigirl Iron League jersey, hoisting the cup, which is not supposed to happen.
That is awesome. That is wonderful. That is well when you save the person with the car. You're not hurting anything. But
he was going to have to get
done.
a tow truck or somebody else, and it worked out great. And I'm sure he won't lose his job. It was how many 30-some years ago, so it should be okay to tell now.
Absolutely, probably retired at this point, running around.
Right, yeah,
absolutely.
So that's as good as I can do with my cup stories. So
that's fantastic. As trying to Michigan now gathered around, about to come in, as they're down by the. As let's play just a little bit of the Michigan Marching Band, and we will be right back. I just told our director that I have yet to call the team out there Pioneer, and now that I've said that, I'm sure something will happen. I'll actually call Niagara Pioneer. But
we have a director.
Is
that Mike?
That's a person sitting with the mixer.
Wow, this is an amazing organization.
It's my brother-in-law, so coming ahead, here it comes.
I feel very privileged to be the only one here who's not a blood relative or something.
You are indeed. That coming in, knocked away down in along the near boards into the neutral zone. That comes back into Niagara, and chasing it down is Hill. Hill comes back along. Hall has it back behind. Tipped back. Pulled over. Michigan trying to keep it in. Flazar moves it over into the far corner. And pulled away by Vandenbush. Coming back around. Gargiulo trying to steal it away. Here comes Bucksbaum. Bucksbaum down the near boards. Bucksbaum feeds ahead. Here comes Carr. Carr gains the zone. Top of the near circle. She fires that around.
Smart play. She's on end of that shift. Just dump it in there and make a change.
Into the far corner it goes.
So this is do or die for Niagara. They're going to see whether they can salvage their weekend.
Coming in, firing it over. Good job
Nice
by Malashevsky to steal away the pass.
Yep, cover the deep person coming in late.
As racing ahead, Schweitzer had it there. Here comes Lindahl outside the near circle. Fontaine trying to grab it.
Man, the ice is slippery. Everybody's falling all over.
Bucksbaum has it. Oh, Matthews with a fantastic, Malashevsky with an absolutely fantastic opportunity. Outside the far circle, Howick fires it all the way down the ice.
That's going to be ice.
That will be icing and head back into the Niagara zone. 18:30 left to go here in the third. 3-0 Michigan with the lead. As Coach Ned said, this is going to be where Niagara, they haven't given up and they've played tough the entire time, but you figure they're going to give everything they have here in the third, especially early in the third.
And this next goal is so huge. I mean, 4-0 is pretty much, and not coming back from that unless Sandy really has a goes blind or something. But
Hansen outside the far circle. That tip back is Scaduto trying to get it. Here comes Hung, knocked away from her. Gustafson with the blast from the far point. Matthews outside the near circle now. Matthews into the near corner. Hansen trying to pull it away. Hansen has 2 goals already. Looking for the hat trick on the backhand, and that just skips wide.
Just missed that far pipe.
Schweitzer trying to get it out of the zone. Now Schweitzer chips it as Hansen hanging in there and keeping it in, but now it's back to the Michigan blue line. Izzy German moves over to Hung. Hung coming through the neutral zone, puts it into the Niagara zone. They bank it right back into the neutral zone. Trying to steal it away is Matthews, trying to get it away from Bianca Rushforth. Now Scaduto had it. Back to the Michigan blue line, in along the near boards. Here comes Hung. Hung gains the zone, takes a wrister, and then fired and blocked all the way back to the far point before she goes off for a line change.
I think that was the first shot of the period for either team.
Picked back as it's 17:20 left to go here in the third. Here comes Gordon. Gordon gets it over. Cummings coming in with a shot. That save out into the far corner.
Nice job using that player as a screen.
Cevallos holds it in, trying to put it into the slot. Now Simmer knocks it in along the near board. Simmer into the near corner, trying to pull away from Fontaine. Picked up there. Here comes Layla Rushford. She fires it down. Katie German intercepts it at center. That fired back, plucked up there. Trying to bring it ahead is Fontaine. Katie German couldn't quite hold it in at the near point. She spins with it as Michigan clears the zone. Tipped back. Here comes Cummings. Cummings banks it off the near boards. That goes back deep. Right back behind the goal. Fontaine with it in the far corner.
You're playing for Sandy a lot now, too. I'm not going to say the word that she's playing for, but you've got to make sure to have everybody back, nobody behind you, and just take it back to your defense and regroup rather than try to do it yourself.
Gargiulo with a shot, and Adley trying to get a glove save, and it kind of poked out and went back right in front of her pads. And whatever this song is, I thought the starting almost sounded like a goal horn. I'm like, that didn't go in, but that's okay. Gargiulo in to take the face off. On the other side there was Tremblay. And Bucksbaum fires it, that intercepted, bringing it ahead. Vandenbush trying to get that over to Greenall into the far corner. Brought back behind by Kolwich. Kolwich over to Flizar outside the near circle. Flizar trying to move it over to Carr. Picked up, poked back, and there was a collision. And Carr not trying to put a player to the ice, but that stoppage in play there. And we hope that Vandenbush is all right. Vandenbush pops up.
She cut into that, so it really wasn't Sam's fault.
It's one of those situations, no one's trying to do anything, but it can be a dangerous situation.
Oh, yeah, she's a strong skater.
In along the near boards, Izzy German trying to fire it. Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl
on
the near
circle. There you go.
Lindahl!
Got it. Oh. I don't know if that
trying
hit
to move it over to Swanson, and the puck just wouldn't settle down. Picked up down the near boards. Here comes Izzy German. Izzy German gains the zone. Izzy German outside the near circle, trying to get to Lindahl. Poked away. Vandenbush is all right and got her stick in the way there. Swanson moves it back over. 15-30 left to go. Lindahl on the far circle. 3-0. Michigan with the lead in the third. Lindahl working way through traffic with a wrist shot from the far circle. Malashevsky trying to get the rebound. Now Gustafson putting it back deep. That intercepted. Here comes Vandenbush. Vandenbush. Swanson takes it away. Fires it right back, rimming it around the boards. A bunch of collisions at the far point and people slipping. Again, it is, I don't know, the ice looks like it's dried, but causing issues there with folks. Banked off of the near boards. Here comes Hung. Hung gaining the zone. Hung moving it back to Swanson. Swanson on the near circle. Swanson has it poked away outside the near circle.
Man, she is getting thrown everywhere.
Here comes Niagara. That fired back deep by Layla Rushforth. And that is going to be icing and come back the other direction. Yeah, there was a lot of collisions. And Swanson ended up down on the ice a little bit, but she's battling and popped right back up.
She's tough. She plays tough. I would worry if both teams weren't falling so much. I'd be concerned about the guy who sharpens the skates for the Michigan team. But they're both a lot of physicality and a lot of falling.
14:44 left to go here in the third. 3-0 Michigan with the lead. Matthews and next Niagara player coming out. Scuduto on the other side for Matthews. Ceballos, high slot, trying to feed it through traffic. Hung trying to fire it.
There, it's
loose
still
out
loose.
in front, and it comes over on the near side. Hung is going to get one of these in there. It's just
she's due. That's
loose.
offside.
Layla Rushforth had it. Now that pulled away. Here comes Ceballos. Ceballos sends it down the near boards. Hung racing over to get it into the near corner. That pulled back by Fontaine. Fontaine back behind the goal. Fontaine into the far corner. Held in at the far point by Katie German. Katie German works her way onto the far circle. That tipped right out in front. Pulling it back behind into the near corner.
Nice.
Matthews fires it for Hansen, trying to get the hat trick, and puck again wouldn't settle down as she had a beautiful opportunity in the slot.
A lot of smoke on that pass, but it was a good to do that. She wouldn't have gotten it through.
Fontaine races back into the near corner of her own zone to get it for Niagara. 13:49 left to go here in the third. As that brought ahead, Bianca Rushforth fires it back deep. Layla Rushforth trying to get to it, but not before it's icing, and heads right back into the Niagara zone.
Niagara is trying to get a change on every icing, trying to take advantage of that, but refs are doing a good job of watching it. Niagara's breakout is always to the far wing, and we're starting to pick up and fill that lane, and they're just not getting it clean.
We've had a lot more icings than we did in the first two periods, I think, combined now already.
Yeah.
Gordon in to take the face-off, waiting for whomever will be the Niagara player, and I think they just called the timeout.
Yeah.
So something going on. Niagara was talking to the official, and I'm not sure if they just wanted to talk things over, if they had some issues with the line at that point. But
I think it's because they forced them to put people back on the bench that tried to change, and rather than have tired people out there and not be able to make the change this point in the weekend after 3 games, that she probably just decided 3-0. When else are you going to use your timeout? You know?
Yeah, that makes sense. You're probably not, unless you have a big comeback. You're not going to use it to try and get things going there. So
you don't get your money back on it when you're done with the game. So you might as well use it now when now she'll have a fresh 5 out there.
So with 13:41 left in the third, again, we want to let everybody know because there is going to be a scrimmage here Friday at 7 p.m. So if you want to get out to Yost and see this women's team, they're going to be scrimmaging Grand Rapids 19U team, AA team. So we'd love to see you come out here.
It's been a long weekend for the Purple Eagles. They've got 2 people with the trainers right now.
That's tough, as they probably didn't bring their full complement because that's a long trip, and then also playing 2 games before this versus Michigan Dearborn and having 2 people working on the trainer. That's not fun.
No, and playing Dearborn can be extremely physical, and they only have 15 on the bench today as it is. So,
fired back into the neutral zone, bringing ahead. Bucksbaum backhands it right to the blue line, pulled away back by Bianca Rushforth. Down the near boards, fired ahead by Giebs, stolen away right at the blue line. Bringing it ahead, here comes Kolwich. Cummings had it, that knocked away. Bucksbaum back in her own zone. Pressure coming from Bianca Rushforth as the Eagles trying to press here. As Bianca Rushforth has it right back behind the goal, comes into the near corner. Gee with a shot in that. Wow. Saved by
right on
Pine.
the ice. That was a good shot. That's the first shot that I have them for this period.
And Layla Rushforth was right there too, looking to get that interception or that rebound.
So they're sending somebody early, trying to almost cherry pick a little bit. I mean, they've got to do something to open things up and get behind Sandy. So
face off in the near circle, tipped back to Fontaine at the near point. Putting it outside the near circle. Izzy German trying to get it. There's a shot, and Poneth covering it up. Again, this time right at the Tremblay was sitting right in the crease trying to poke that in. So
great hockey name.
They're trying to make sure that if there is any rebound, they can poke it in, and Poneth has been good at not allowing that to happen so far. Fontaine puts it into the far corner. Carr trying to pull that away. Pull back, poked ahead. Now back to the far point. Shot there by Lowen. Goes and trying to turn on it was Greenall. That goes into the near corner. Puck wouldn't settle down as she had it on the inner edge of the near circle.
Izzy with that great reach had her all the way.
There's a stop by Poneth, that going over to Carr. Carr outside the far circle. Carr gets it into the neutral zone. Fontaine back to her own blue line. Fontaine bringing it ahead. That grabbed Chipped back as Gustafson trying to get it out of the zone. Fontaine holding it in, puts it into the far corner. Now Gargiulo brings it back behind her own goal, puts it into the far corner. Gargiulo underneath the near circle of her own zone, gets it over, trying to get it to Flazar. Now picked up, here comes Swanson.
She can rip it.
On the far circle, shot that went off of a skate, coming back.
Leave a mark.
That couldn't have felt good by Van Hoek. Back, now plucking it up. Here comes Malashevsky, goes back behind the goal from the near side to the far side. Malashevsky outside the near circle. Malashevsky trying to poke away at it, loose. Lindahl into the near corner. Lindahl fires it out in front, loose on that near circle. Now here comes Layla Rushforth. Gets it over to Bianca Rushforth down the far boards. Katie German pulls it away. Katie German weaving through traffic, doing a nice job through her blue line.
Good job to give it to the forwards, save it for the nice shot.
Lindahl moves it over, shot off the
behind.
side of the net by Swanson. Here comes Malashevsky with a shot that sticked away into the far corner. Lindahl outside the far circle. Lindahl, now she's pinned by a pair of Niagara players.
That's got to be
coming
something.
in from
That's going to be a
behind.
rough. That was totally uncalled for. She's losing it. Come on.
Vandenbush was just kind of ended up on the boards and
Smart play. Jeez.
sent a player into that trio.
Yeah.
So Michigan on the power play, and it
Not as if everybody wasn't watching, too.
Yeah.
I mean,
that happens every once in a while. You
Oh,
get
yeah.
to get things going.
lose all weekend, and it's 3-0. I can understand the frustration, but that's not a team play. You take the hit for your teammate. You don't give the hit for your teammate.
10:58 left to go here in the third. Michigan on the power play. They're up 3-0. Puck. Matthews has it, gets it over to Gustafson, who was not expecting that puck, and then fired back right off of Gustafson's back.
I see a little frustration on the Purple Eagles.
Pull back. Matthews has it back behind the goal. Matthews feeding it over to Hansen. Hansen bringing it up the ice. Hansen. Oh, just misses Carr. That pull back by Hall. Now intercepted, but Michigan has to clear the zone, and they just couldn't. Hansen tried to pull that puck back,
Yeah,
but
she
couldn't.
tried too late. That was close.
10:30 left to go here in the third. 14:32 left to go in the power play for Michigan. Niagara.
I was going to say, I thought it should be in our end.
They're going to move it back
Almost
into.
like semi-intentional offsides or something.
Yeah. They're going to move it back into Michigan zone. Schweitzer in to take the face-off versus Matthews. And pull back to the far point. Now firing, deflected, and brought ahead off of the near boards. Flazar racing to get it, but that into the near corner. Hall, rocket blasted all the way around.
It's
now
good,
go
good puck.
back into the Michigan zone. That had some power and got back into the Michigan zone in a hurry. Matthews in along the far boards, trying to avoid some pressure by Scuduto. Flazar moves
Smart
it back.
play.
Gets it back to Gustafson. Gustafson feeds it ahead, and I think she thought Matthews was going to get that. Just a little miscommunication. That right back behind the goal. Gustafson feeds it ahead to Matthews. Matthews outside the far circle, trying to get away from Scuduto. Here comes Hansen. Hansen down the far boards. Hansen gains the zone. High slot. Hansen moves on to the near circle. Just a little miscommunication between her and Carr, as they both thought the other one was going to zig, and they both zagged. Scuduto has it in the far circle. That moved around.
Just being unselfish and trying to set somebody up for a drop pass.
Here comes Malashevsky.
Here we go.
That got over to Carr. Carr with a wrister, and that, outside the near circle. Malashevsky back to Katie German. Now fired out in front, trying to
nice
fire that in by Katie German.
Give and go.
Pulled back. Swanson feeds that right through the slot. Coming over, that blasted but held in by Michigan. Excellent job by Gargiulo to hold it into the zone. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and the power play is over for Michigan. Gargiulo on the near circle gets a shot blocker save by Adley.
Stick side, top shelf labeled on that one. That was a nice save.
8:50 left to go here in the third. 3-0. Michigan with the lead. Puck comes back out to neutral. Ice fired back into the near corner. Fontaine has it in the far corner. Fontaine bringing it up the far boards. That tip by Lindahl, trying to pull that away into the far corner of Swanson. Swanson trying to get that away from Vandenbush. Vandenbush has it poked away. Good job by Malashevsky. Malashevsky battling back behind the goal.
She has no panic. No panic in that
Lindahl outside the near circle, gets it to Bucksbaum at the near point. Bucksbaum trying to avoid pressure by Layla Rushforth. That puck into the far corner. Vandenbush sends it right back into the near corner. Grabbed there by Guy. Guy rimming it around the boards. That right back into the neutral zone.
Shot from
As
behind.
bringing it ahead. Layla Rushforth on the near circle trying to bring it in. And great
Nice
job
play.
by Kolwich to pop it away with a good poke check. And body's on the ice.
Oh, is she going to give Kara a penalty? Wow, that's good defensive play. And it wasn't a bad penalty if you're going to take one. I got to say right now, you can start to see fatigue. I'm sure the score isn't helping, but the way that the Niagara's not bothering to stop their feet. They're just skating through people now. They're tired. They're not putting the brakes on, and it's getting a little chippier. So now you got to protect yourself.
Bianca Rushforth in the box. As again, 3 games for them this weekend. Michigan, this is their only game. So, and Michigan rolls 4 lines, so that makes it tough. That's a 5-man major for Bianca Rushforth. So, checking from behind. That was that hit down and along the back in the area.
I was afraid they were going to call it on Kara on a good defensive play, but I missed that. This is huge because they can score as many times as they want in these 5 minutes.
Major penalty does not expire. It's non-releasable. And they'll drop it again as Coach Tribbs was getting a little explanation from the official. So 5-minute major penalty. That's going to eat up a lot of this third period and make it really tough on Niagara to try and come back.
Yeah, and frankly, Michigan can just play 4 corners or 5 corners. Now you got 5 out there and kill the clock to get out of this game. They don't need any more goals. They just need to not give any up. Oh,
Lazar moved it over. Hansen looking for the hat trick. Good save by Adley as that's fired all the way down. Poneth has to make the stop. That puck moved into the far corner. Here comes Matthews. Matthews gets it back to Gustafson. Gustafson
They're going
back behind
the
her own goal. Schweitzer trying to provide pressure. They have 2 people back providing pressure.
Yeah.
Here comes Flazar as they're looking for a shorthanded goal, obviously, in this
yeah, they got to do whatever they can.
situation. Scaduto
there's
it.
one.
That will go, and
that should have been one. That they didn't give a penalty on that one because there's somebody already in the box for 5. Total trip right in front of them.
Back behind the goal. Here comes Gustafson. Gustafson spinning, trying to get away from Layla Rushforth in along the near boards. Puck into the near corner now, rimmed all the way around. Matthews picks it up outside the far circle. Pressure coming as Tremblay was trying to get to it. Carr now moves it into the far corner. Racing over to get it is Flazar. Pulled back. Hansen outside the far circle. Hansen trying to work her way in, puts it out in front. That move back, and Katie German just trying to get to it. Couldn't keep it in. She goes back to her own zone.
Lucy tried to short side that, cutting across and get the hatter. That was a pretty sweet move.
Puck in along the near board. 6:15 left to go here in the third. 3:20 left to go in the major penalty. Shot there by Lindahl and a good save by Adley.
Shots are reflecting fatigue, Mark. They've got only 3, and I'm showing us with 11.
Well, I think even with these 4 lines, it's tough if you played the same number of games as the other team to keep up.
It's huge.
When this is their third game and this is your first, it's that's a tough situation for them to be in.
I'll take sloppy over tired any day.
And picked up, coming back behind Gargiulo. Gargiulo coming up the far boards. Gargiulo trying to avoid pressure by Scaduto. Intercepted in along the near boards. Vandenbush trying to get to it. Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl has that poked away. Good defensive play by Niagara. As that was Scaduto to poke check that away. Here comes down the near boards Gargiulo. Gargiulo trying to get into the zone. Tangled up with Scaduto. Now Lindahl trying to move it. That pulled off of the blue line by Swanson. Back over to Lindahl. Lindahl, top of the near circle. Lindahl through the slot. Lindahl moves it over. Now Katie German gets it. Top of the near circle to Malashevsky. Malashevsky into the near corner. Here comes Lindahl with a shot. Now Gargiulo outside the far circle.
High stick. It's going to go all the way down.
That's going to take it back into the Michigan end on the high stick. 5:15 left to go here in the third. 2:24 left in the major penalty to Niagara.
And I'll tell you what, this is a good way to kill you fatigue-wise when you're on a 4-on-5, shorthanded for this long, at this late on a long weekend. They are going to be gassed, especially if she has specific penalty killers.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the people we see out there have been out there a lot of the game. Layla Rushford has been out there a heck of a lot. Tremblay also. So puck back behind.
You got to ride your horses, but holy mackerel, that's a workout.
Those are some players who are in much better shape than me, but that's not saying much. Fired ahead. Flazar has it. Flazar moves it over to Hansen, trying to get Hansen the hat trick. Shot loose in the slot. Carr with a backhanded shot. That's a
nice
save by Adley.
She got it with her first with her pad, then a waffle. It was going over. You can tell she's happy she got that one.
Adley has made a couple really, really nifty saves. She is both two high-quality goalkeepers in this game. Moved ahead. Here comes Flazar. Flazar moves it back to Matthews. Flazar trying to get it into the zone. That fired back to Gustafson. 1 minute, 33 seconds left to go in the power play. Bringing it in is Schweitzer. Schweitzer on the far circle. Schweitzer trying to move in, and that puck saved by Ponith.
That was too close.
Tried to poke it in 5-hole, and Ponith able to keep that save there.
That's when I tell my defense, you know who you're playing for now, right?
Face off in the near face off circle. 3-0 with 4:16 left to go. As Hansen takes the penalty, we'll have 4-on-4 hockey as there's a shot by Vandenbush. Pulling it away. Here comes Michigan down the near boards. In along the near boards is Lindahl. Lindahl has it. Top of the near circle. Lindahl trying to move it over. That pulled away by Schweitzer. Schweitzer down the far board. Schweitzer through center. Schweitzer on the far circle. Bucksbaum trying to get to it. That puck outside the near circle. Now brought ahead. As Vandenbush had it. Banked ahead. Lindahl trying to get to it. Lindahl, top of the near circle. Lindahl coming in. Lindahl, shot, loose. Now pulled away. 40 seconds left to go in the Michigan power play. Or in the 4-on-4 hockey, excuse me. Then there'll be a short Niagara power play. Into the near corner it comes. Yes.
I got a call from the penalty box about how to handle the 5 minutes. So hopefully I got this straight down there. She should be able to come out even because at the break.
So 23 seconds left on the 5-on-3 on the 4-on-4. Back, grabbing it, Simmer fires it to the blue line, pulling it back. In along the near boards is Layla Rushforth. Layla Rushforth trying to bring it ahead. Battle for it right in front of the scores box, who just called up. Here comes Gargiulo. Gargiulo goes back behind the goal. Gargiulo stops, comes over to the near side. Penalty has expired on that 5-man penalty. Now Niagara has the extra player. Gargiulo trying to get it. That pulled away. Here comes Scaduto. Scaduto, top of the near circle with a shot glove save by Ponith. 22 seconds left in the Niagara power play. 2:38 left to go here in the third. 3-0. Michigan with the lead.
This is always the toughest puck, Mark, because if I fill this puck out ahead of time,
yes,
and you know what happens, and
yes,
I jinx her,
yes,
I feel terrible.
Hall with the shot. That almost took out the referee.
Yeah.
Blasted all the way back. 12 seconds left to go in the Niagara power play. Hall has it, top of the far circle. Hall moves it over and along the near boards, bringing ahead. Vandenbush. Vandenbush gets it over to Scaduto. Scaduto with a shot and a glove. Saved by Ponith.
She can't come in late like that. That should, that's they're another situation where they're too tired to turn their feet.
That was players crashed into the net, didn't take it off of its moorings. 2:16 left to go. So if a goalie was supposedly, hypothetically, to not allow in a goal, a puck would be given to them.
Yes.
But one does not want to fill out that puck before the double zeros hit, lest you have the announcer's curse there.
That's exactly right. Yep. And my problem is I'm trying to get down there to sing the victors.
Yes.
And usually when she does that, there's another first puck for somebody else. So I'm juggling and, limping and everything else.
Coming along the far boards, that fired out back into the neutral zone.
First world problems. I am not complaining.
Absolutely. Top of the near circle, bringing it in, drop pass to Layla Rushforth. Fires it all the way across. Picking it up is Bianca Rushforth. Back behind Bianca Rushforth. Back behind the goal. Coming underneath the near circle. Bianca Rushforth gets it to Hall. Hall. High slot that moved over. 1 minute 45 seconds left to go. That deflected. Held in by Hall. Top of the far circle. Moves it into the far corner for Scanuto.
Too much room.
Over on the near side and knocked away. That was a good opportunity for Niagara, Michigan. By the way, there is an empty net to our right. I did not even notice because all the action was to our left.
By the way,
yeah.
we missed we missed the call from the bench on that pull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's just not me, by the way,
No,
Coach Ned. I'm very glad because I miss that sometimes. And people are like, how are you? Like, I'm focused down to my left.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see that. I was thinking, why are we? Oh, that's why we're icing it. Okay, so there's going to be a timeout?
Looks like there is a timeout called, I believe, probably Michigan because I think Niagara took their timeout earlier.
Yeah.
So.
Because of the ice. That way we can get a shift change.
Absolutely get fresh players out there because Michigan wants their defense and everyone fresh so they cannot let a goal in for hopefully the next minute and 29 seconds. 3-0 is the score here at Yost Ice Arena. Again, Michigan will be on the road coming up, but before that you can come down Friday on the 7th. Next Friday, 7 o'clock. It's not the 7th, it's 7 o'clock. So Friday, 7 o'clock versus Grand Rapids U19. There's a AA club. Michigan will be having a scrimmage just to get tuned up before they go out for 3 games out in St. Louis. So a week from this coming Friday, Michigan will be at Lindenwood. And it's a 2 o'clock game. Then they will be playing Lindenwood on the Saturday. Then they will be playing McKendree on that Sunday. We will have those games for you here at arborbroadcasting.com. We appreciate you watching, cheering for either of these teams, supporting all these wonderful, amazing athletes. Thank you very, very much for your support of this amazing sport. We're grateful to you. Also, hugely grateful to Coach Ned for his time with us. I know he's going to have to boogie very quickly after this. Here comes Hansen coming down the far boards. Back and a little collision. Move back in along the near board. Schweitzer trying to pick it up. Schweitzer moving it ahead. That back into the Michigan zone. Bucksbaum lost an edge. And pulled back, coming in. Vandenbush had it. Now Schweitzer has it poked away by Hansen. Loose right at the Niagara blue line. Matthews trying to get it. Here comes Schweitzer into the Michigan zone. 1 minute left to go. Katie German trying to drive her wide. That comes outside the near circle. Here comes Hung. Hung has that poke back into the near corner. Niagara trying to get on the scoreboard. That pulled over. Hung feeds it. Here comes Hansen. Hansen over on blue line. 44 seconds left to go. Hansen fires it, trying to get it into the empty net, but that deflected wide. Moving over, Hung trying to chip that back. Matthews with it in the neutral zone, fires it right back in, and that stopped the whistle. 31 seconds left to go.
They're going to go be short.
It does indeed look like it.
Mark, thank you for, again, letting me live the dream. I'm going to try to get down there in time to sing the victors and give a puck for a you-know-what.
Absolutely. We appreciate it. Always love to have you up in the booth. Hopefully we'll see you Friday. If not, we'll see you in St. Louis. Fingers crossed.
I hope so, yeah. Put in a good word in with my wife.
Absolutely. And tell your wife how much we appreciate her letting you come out to these things.
She doesn't let me, but when I get encouraged, it makes it a whole lot easier.
Well, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. Well, I'm not at practices 3 nights a week and to every men's game to watch shoveling and that stuff, so it's all good. Oh, even up? Okay.
So even up, offsetting penalties, and we'll let Coach Ned race down to the locker room. And we will have the remaining 31.7 seconds left. Adley comes back in. So they put their goalie back in. That comes back, grabbing it low and coming down the far boards. That banked off, coming ahead with it. Here comes Katie German back to her own blue line. Katie German trying to move it over to Bucksbaum. Bucksbaum sweeps it off the near boards. Lindahl trying to get through traffic. Scuduto trying to pull that back. Here comes Lowen. Lowen with a shot that got deflected. Bucksbaum took that shot off of a leg. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. And Michigan wins, and it's a shutout for Pontiff. As Hansen with 2 goals, Swanson with the goal, and Michigan will win that. Again, last time to see Michigan, well, I guess there's 2 more times with their scrimmage versus the Old Pucker in December. But one of your last times to see Michigan here at Yost Ice Arena next Friday, 7 p.m. versus Grand Rapids. We would love to see you there. Michigan with the win stays undefeated 6-0 as they beat Niagara 3-0. Pontiff with the shutout. Let's play. I want to thank my director, Mike Butler, our camera people, Christina Wiseman and James Wiseman. I am going to play the yellow and the blue and the victors. Thank you and have a wonderful evening.